Welcome to Shawnee Mission District Stadium at Shawnee Mission South. Tonight's matchup between the 2-5 Shawnee Mission West Vikings and the 6-1 Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers. I'm David Compton doing play-by-play, Mike Relihan doing analysis, Chris Turner is doing the camera and game analysis, Joe Compton is our spotter and executive producer for tonight's broadcast. It is senior night for West. 19 players, 3 managers, 26 band members, 2 dancers, and 5 cheerleaders will be performing their last regular season home football game as a Viking tonight. You'll get to meet the players, managers, and cheerleaders before the game, and the band and the dance team members will be introduced at halftime. We will stop here for the pregame as we get ready for the senior football players, managers, and cheerleader introductions.
Gentlemen, activity programs at Shawnee Mission West are primarily for the student participants. The purpose of this activity is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for the personal growth of the participants. We are pleased to host our guests tonight from Lawrence Free State High School. Correction, Gardner-Edgerton High School. This competition is being conducted according to the rules of the Kansas State High School Activities Association. Let's all work together to promote and achieve good sportsmanship. Good luck to both teams. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank our community partners, Allied Refreshment, Baker University, First National Bank, and the University of Kansas for their contributions which allowed the Shawnee Mission School District to purchase the new LED scoreboard. We hope the board brings the best game experience to our students and our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would turn your attention to
and now we go for senior night introductions.
I'd like to take a moment to honor the senior football players and cheerleaders who will be performing for the last time tonight in front of a Shawnee Mission West home crowd. The class of 2020 football players and cheerleaders would especially like to thank their parents and families for their loyal support and unwavering enthusiasm throughout their high school careers. This year's senior class consists of 19 players, 3 managers, and 6 cheerleaders. Our first senior tonight is number 1, Michael Wooten. Michael is being escorted by his mother, Melissa Mazur, and Jared Lockery. In addition to football, Michael has participated in wrestling at West. In the future, he'd like to work as a lifeguard and attend Rockhurst University. Number 1, Michael Wooten. Number 4, Gage Jones. Gage is being escorted by his parents, Lonnie and Mike Jones. Gage has played Viking football all 4 years. He plans to attend a trade school after graduating from West. Number 4, Gage Jones. Number 10, CJ Callahan. CJ is being escorted by his parents, Tim and Stacy Callahan. CJ also plays basketball and participates in track and field at West. His future plans are to play football at the college level and major in communications. Number 10, CJ Callahan. Number 20, Anthony Morris. Anthony is being escorted by Philippe and Maria Perez. Anthony is also on the track and field team at West. After graduation, he would like to attend college, play football, and obtain a doctorate in psychology. Number 20, Anthony Morris. Number 21, Wesley Clark. Wesley is being escorted by his parents, Cameron and Janet Clark. Wesley is also a member of the basketball and tennis teams at West. Wesley will serve a 2-year church mission after graduation and then go on to college. Number 21, Wesley Clark. Number 24, Ethan Klinger. Ethan is being escorted by Nate Klinger and Shayla Klinger. In addition to football, Ethan is also on the track team at West. He would like to attend college to study communications and sports media. Number 24, Ethan Klinger. Number 27, Trayvon Gilliard. Trayvon is being escorted by Shayna Lemon and Keith Chenault. At West, Trayvon has also participated in basketball and track. After graduation, he would like to play football in college and study sports medicine. Number 27, Trayvon Gilliard. Number 28, Mikey Williamson. Mikey is being escorted by his parents, Melanie and Mike Williamson. He is also involved in DECA and is on the baseball team at West. Mikey's plans after graduation are currently undecided. Number 28, Mikey Williamson. Number 45, Luke Jones. Luke is being escorted by his parents, Kathy and Rob Jones. Luke also participates in DECA and is on the golf team at West. His plan for the future is to attend a postgraduate university. Number 45, Luke Jones. Number 55, Carter Johnson. Carter is being escorted by his parents, Nathan and Tracy Johnson. Carter is also on the golf team at West and is involved in DECA. Carter plans to attend the University of Kansas and major in business. Number 55, Carter Johnson. Number 59, Jacob Porritt. Jacob is being escorted by his parents, Scott and Marie Porritt. In addition to football, Jacob is also on the wrestling team at West. After graduation, Jacob will go on to a 2-year mission trip, then join the military and attend college. Number 59, Jacob Porritt. Number 61, Carson Lilla. Carson is being escorted by John Lilla and Deb Rice. Carson is also a member of the baseball team and is involved in photojournalism at West. Carson is planning to enroll in the automotive technology program at Johnson County Community College. Number 61, Carson Lilla. Number 77, Adam Hawkins. Adam is being escorted by his parents, Jim and Cindy Hawkins, and brother Jay. Adam has also participated in track and field at West and is in the Vikings Symphonic Orchestra. Adam plans to attend the University of Kansas to major in mechanical engineering. Number 77, Adam Hawkins. Number 82, TJ Bolick. TJ is being escorted by Tom Bolick and Annette Bolick. TJ is also a member of the bowling team and NJROTC at West. His future plans include college, the military, and a music career. Number 82, TJ Bolick. Number 85, Mitchell Gilmore. Mitchell is being escorted by his parents, Amy and Rodney Gilmore. In addition to football, Mitchell is also a member of the West wrestling team. After graduation, Mitchell's plans include the military, possibly the Marines. Number 85, Mitchell Gilmore. Number 99, Ruben Anderson. Ruben is escorted by his parents, Dan and Dawn Anderson, and his sister Maya. At West, he also is involved in NHS and DECA. Ruben plans to attend college and get a degree in mechanical engineering. Number 99, Ruben Anderson. Team managers Enya Kudu and Cabrice Williams. Enya is being escorted by her mother Stacy Williams and brothers Eluge and Ryan. She's also manager for the basketball team at West. After graduation, Enya will attend Johnson County Community College to start her nursing degree. Caprice is being escorted by her mother, Leticia Williams, and brother Malik. Caprice is also involved in West basketball and the Trill team. She will be attending Johnson County Community College after graduation to get her culinary arts degree. Team managers Enya Kudu and Caprice Williams. Number 70, Raekwon Edgar, and team manager Terry Ramazani. Raekwon and Terry are being escorted by LaTanya Boyd and Raymond Edgar. This is Raekwon's first year of playing football at West. Terry is also involved in the girls' basketball team at West. Raekwon's plans after graduation are undecided. Terry's plan for the future is to go to work or go to college to become a dental hygienist. Raekwon Edgar and Terry Ramanazi. number 5, Jalen Good, and from cheer, McKenna Blewett. Jalen is being escorted by Michelle Laffrey and Nancy Howard. At West, Jalen is also involved in cheer and DECA. Jalen's plan after graduation is to enter the Air Force. Number 5, Jalen Blewett. McKenna is escorted by her mom, Michelle Laffrey, and her grandma, Nana. McKenna is a varsity cheer captain, and she's also involved in DECA, the Leadership Seminar, PEP Club, and APV. McKenna wishes to thank her mom for always pushing her to be her best, and also her older sister for getting her started in cheer. After graduation, McKenna plans to attend Wichita State for communication and health disorders. McKenna Blewett. Jaden Butterfield. Jaden is escorted by her parents, Tess Gadwood and Jim Butterfield. Jaden is a varsity cheer captain, co-editor-in-chief of Yearbook, and she is involved with a link crew and special cadet teaching. Jaden wishes to thank her parents for being her biggest supporters, her family and also her teammates for never giving up on her and pushing her to be her best. After graduation, Jaden plans to attend the University of Arizona to pursue occupational therapy and dance. Marissa Garcia. Marissa is escorted by her parents, Charles and Holly Hare Pointer, and Rebecca and Frank Garcia. In addition to varsity cheer, Marissa is also involved with the school store, cadet teaching, and varsity softball. Marissa wishes to thank her parents for their support, and her best friend, Ava Woolridge, who is celebrating her 18th birthday. After graduation, Marissa plans to attend the University of Kansas to study child psychology and become a child life specialist. Madeline Leon. Madeline is escorted by her parents, Heather Creek and Josh Leon, and her brother, Jack Leon. In addition to varsity cheer, Madeline is also involved in chorale, Madrigal's chamber choir. Madeline wishes to thank her parents and brothers for always believing in her and contributing in every way possible to help her be successful. After graduation, Madeline plans to attend Washburn University to study forensic psychology. Grace Mendoza. Grace is escorted by her parents, Susan and Aaron Mendoza, and her brother, Jake Mendoza. In addition to varsity cheer, Grace is also involved with NHS, Spanish NHS, DECA, Link Crew, PEP Club, and Student Council. Grace wishes to thank her amazing family because she knows they will always support her no matter what. After graduation, Grace plans to study medicine. She has not yet decided on which university. Savannah Stiller. Savannah is escorted by her parents, Heather Harrison and Chris Stiller. Savannah is varsity cheer captain, and she is involved in NHS. Savannah wishes to thank her parents for always pushing her to be the best version of herself. After graduation, Savannah plans to attend the University of South Florida to study microbiology. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, let's thank these seniors for their hard work, sacrifice, and dedication over the past 4 years. Let's have one more round of applause for the class of 2020 football players, managers, and cheerleaders.
And that's the 19 players, 3 managers, and 2 dancers, seniors tonight. Again, band and cheerleaders will be at halftime. Band and dancers will be at halftime. Tonight, Shawnee Mission West comes into this game at 2-5, coming off a 35-0 shutout of Shawnee Mission North. The Vikings led 21-0 at halftime and scored twice in the second half. The goal line stand in the last minute of the game preserved the shutout. Gardner-Edgerton is coming off a 56-14 win over Shawnee Mission Northwest. The Trailblazers took the opening kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown and added big runs of 50, 68, and 83, and also a 31-yard touchdown pass en route to the easy victory. Quarterback Tevin McKelvey finished the game with 156 yards rushing on just 7 carries. Coach Tim Callahan is 105-68 overall at West, but is 0-1 against Gardner-Edgerton, losing last year's regular season finale 35-14. That game was a tight 14-7 game at half, but Gardner-Edgerton pulled away in the second half for the victory. It's been an incredible turnaround for Gardner-Edgerton under second-year coach Ryan Cornelison, the former Hutchinson head coach. After going 6-32 over 4 seasons before he arrived, they went 10-1 in his first season and are 6-1 so far this year. Their only loss coming at the hands of undefeated Lawrence High, 35-34. As mentioned earlier, this is the last regular season game for West and senior night for 19 Viking players. The playoffs start next week, but first we end the regular season with this Sunflower League matchup. And to talk a little bit about that, more about that matchup, we bring in Mike and Chris and go through some of the stats and preview the game. First thing I'd add, we'll talk, it's senior night. And as we look at the senior class, you know, they've had a rough couple of years, but they've done a really good job, I think, of sort of riding the ship this year and going. What have they done a little bit better this year than they were able to, the previous teams were able to do?
Well, I think one of the things, Dave, is that you've got a group of guys that have been together for 3 years now. Most of them were players. The seniors were starting when they were sophomores, so they kind of got schooled a little bit that first year. And this year you can really see the cohesiveness. They really buy into what they're doing as a teammate, and I think it's just playing better as a team. And it's just nice to send them off tonight on such a beautiful football night.
So as we go in and the Shawnee Mission West band is on the field under the direction of Bill Thomas and Kevin Hoopy, as we look some of the stats for tonight's game, Gardner-Edgerton almost, they get it done on the ground, almost all on the ground.
Well, and familiar to this Hutch coaching style offense, we see this flex bone, Dave. We've seen it so far in the past, and as we've affectionately called it, the Chinese water torture.
Yes.
Although that was kind of the notorious of East, right? These guys are actually electric in that when they're averaging almost over 10 yards a carry. But if you do look at the stats, obviously it's very lopsided from run to pass for Gardner-Edgerton. They're averaging, nearly 400 yards a game on the ground, whereas West has come to see a more balanced offense.
Yeah, the crazy thing we were talking about before the game, you look at the stats, they average. Okay, we're gonna pause real quick with the pregame. We're going to pause real quick the pregame and have the national anthem. We'll be back shortly after the national anthem.
Nathaniel Chevaleski, assisted by Chief Petty Officer Anthony Mays, Petty Officer Jordan Thurber, Petty Officer 3rd Class Parker Richmond, and Chief Petty Officer Kaylin Richmond. We ask that all spectators show respect for our servicemen and servicewomen who stand in harm's way to protect our cherished way of life. Please honor their sacrifice and courage by removing your hats and standing throughout the playing of our national anthem, and presenting yourself in a manner honoring their service and our nation's pride and heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, the band would be honored if you would join them in singing the Star-Spangled Banner, followed by the West High School alma mater.
national anthem with the West Band, and then we'll go into the alma maters. We return to the pregame here, and Mike, one of the things I was saying is stat-wise, I think it was 35 yards a game was what they averaged. That's basically one completion per game because they average 30 yards of completion, and they've only completed 9 passes all season. They've only attempted 20-some.
9 passes in 7 games, Dave. But they are efficient when they pass because we know that they've scored 3 touchdowns of the 9 completions.
Yeah, if I scored a touchdown every third pass, I wouldn't be bad. So while we get into it, we're going to expect to see the ball on the ground a lot from Gardner-Edgerton tonight, right?
Yeah, and it's not going to be surprising as to what's going to happen. They're not going to fool anybody. They know exactly what we're going to do. They're going to line up in that flex bone offense, and they're basically going to play hidden ball trick, and the defense is going to try to guess who's got the ball and what hole they're coming through.
So as we look at we go through some of West's impact players tonight, and we're going to go through a lot when we go through offense, defense, and we got some other stuff. It's going to be the seniors that you're going to look to. Some of them to step up tonight. Some of them may not be able to play, like CJ is still hurt.
Right, and I think it's apropos on senior night and parents' night to call out these guys. And we'd be remiss if we didn't do a shout-out to C.J. Callahan. This guy's been a part of this program for 4 years of his life, but 3 years as starting quarterback. And unfortunately, he went down with an injury early this year, and we sure wish him the best. Wesley Clark, what can you say more about this guy? He's definitely been the spark plug, and he's a big play guy. Luke Jones, this guy had a huge game last week.
I thought he was the player of the game last week, both from an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint.
Hands down, I agree. Anthony Morris is always there. I mean, as a receiver, quick, good for some of those quick passes to the outside. And then the guys up front, Carson Lella, Carter Johnson, Adam Hawkins opening those holes and protecting the quarterback. And then lastly, Ruben Anderson, who's done just a fantastic job over the last 2 years punting.
Yeah, he's been a solid player. And then as we look on the defense again, 5 seniors there. Couple of those guys, all of these guys have been a big part of the defense this year.
Well, and again, when you look at all these seniors, I think that's part of the success with this team this year is the fact that we have so many seniors playing on both sides of the ball. And then on the defensive side, you got Jalen Blewett on the outside who's doing a great job in shutdown corner. Trayvon Gilliard, I mean, what more can you say about that guy? He's done a terrific job at linebacker, outside linebacker, now sometimes plays inside. Jacob Port as a force in the middle. Gage Jones, he's really stepped up this year and has done a great job for West. And then Mike Williamson has always been tough outside linebacker.
And Gage Jones is the guy that I really see as he runs around the field well and tries to make plays.
He's always he's an impact on the field, Dave. I mean, he's always around the ball, and even when he's not in on a play, he's taking guys out or helping making his teammates better.
And we wanted to mention some of the other seniors tonight.
Yeah, and I think these guys, I mean, the unsung heroes. I mean, these are the guys who go to practice 3 hours a day, every day. They play the scout team defenses. They fill in. They don't see as much field time, but they're just as important to the program. And I want to call out to these guys on senior night. Number 1, Michael Wooten. Number 24, wide receiver Ethan Klingler. Number 70, defensive lineman Raekwon Edgar. Number 82, wide receiver T.J. Bowling. And number 84, and Davey, I'll cue this up for you.
Vargan, and the cool thing is he's an actual Viking. He is an exchange student from, I believe, Norway, and so he is a Viking, a real true Viking.
Is it true that we had trouble putting a football helmet on him? He wanted to wear the traditional horns.
Yeah.
Okay. And then number 85, Mitchell Gilmore. Oh yeah, Mitchell Gilmore. So that rounds out our seniors. We're proud of these guys.
And as we look at the West or the Gardner-Edgerton offense, one thing is it says we talked about it's almost all on the ground. McKelvey is such an athlete.
Tevin McKelvey second-year starter. I mean, we saw what he could do last year. I think he had like 14 touchdowns a year ago when I was looking at the slides. 17 touchdowns, Dave. This guy's got 105 rushing yards per game, and I think he's averaging over 10 yards a carry.
And we were talked about the 30-yard touchdown pass they had last week. He was the receiver for it. It was a halfback pass for that touchdown.
Every time this guy touches the ball, he's electric, right? So even when he throws the ball, you know, every third throw, he's scoring a touchdown. And then as a receiver, he's got one reception for a touchdown. Not a bad average.
And for the most part, you're going to see the ball in three guys' hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And in no particular order, I mean, let's start with Tazan Crow. He's their second leading guy with 630 yards. He's got 12.4 yards per carry, which you would think for most guys, 12.4 yards, they probably have 3 or 4 carries. This guy got over 630 yards. If those two guys don't get the ball, Dave, then it typically it's gonna go to Jacob Budish. He's got 6 touchdowns. Guy's only averaging 5.4 carries. I don't even know what he's doing on the field. He's got such a poor average at 5.4. That put anybody else in the Hall of Fame. And then last but not least is number 3 senior Jacob Renaud. And see Jacobs out there. He'll get the ball a few times, but where he's so impactful to this offense, he's a really great blocker, Dave. You can see him leading through the hole on a lot of these.
First world problems when your worst running back has a 5.5 yard per game per carry average.
Right.
So defense, we talked about this a little before the game too. We saw a little bit of everything defensively. A 3-5, a 5-2, just a little bit of everything how they play.
Well, it's so hard to figure out what this defense is doing. Like you said, Dave, you got 3 down linemen, but the way they play their linebackers and their cornerbacks, they stunt somewhere. They're a super aggressive defense, and I'll tell you what, they're going to bring it to West this week. Number 32, Anthony Rodriguez, the team leader in tackles and tackles for loss. He's a very active guy. Number 11, junior linebacker Adam Callahan. He's the next guy in line. 30 tackles, 5 tackles for loss. You're going to see so many tackles for loss because these guys are just hitting the backfield with aggressiveness. Number 14, I like this guy. He's typically a stand-up outside linebacker, but see him on the weak side a lot of times, Dave, getting after it and really pressing from the outside. And then number 7, there's kind of the guy in the middle. A lot of times they leave him on his own. Devontae, you can tell Devontae Pritchard, I swear sometimes I think they just let him play Monster Man and they just let him freelance because he's all over the field.
As we look at, we'll do some of this as the game started. One thing first, Gardner-Edgerton is going to receive. So we'll get in a little bit more of this, the keys to the game. As we look about, we talked a lot about what Gardner-Edgerton and how powerful they are on offense. What's West going to have to do to stop them down?
I mean, basically, it's assignment football when it comes to playing against the flexbone offense, Dave. Everybody's got to play their assignment. Everybody's got a gap. Everybody's got to control the gap. The hardest part against the flexbone is that you don't know how many guys are coming through the gap, and so many times they have a lead blocker that leads through the gap, and you're trying to guess who's got the ball. So really, it's assignment football, and even with assignment football, isn't always a sure answer to this offense.
And we get ready to go for the for the kickoff. We got Ruben Anderson kicking off tonight, and we'll see him quite a bit of the game.
Actually, it's Michael Cooper kicking off.
Michael Cooper's tonight kicking off. Let's go. And there's the kick from Michael Cooper. It's taken at the 7-yard line by Gardner-Edgerton. And this is what they did last week. They took the opening kickoff back 90 yards for a touchdown. They only get this one back about
Michael
40
Cooper
yards,
tackled him.
40 yards for a kick, or return, but a really nice return by Gardner-Edgerton.
Yeah, and that's one of the guys you're going to see handle the ball in the backfield, Dave. Really good runner. That's Tazan Crow, and expect to see him get the ball a lot tonight. Or I'm sorry, I might be pronouncing it. I think they just called him Crow.
We'll go Crow.
Okay.
We'll go Crow for tonight, but Gardner-Edgerton will start on their own 47-yard line after the opening kickoff. The return again, McKelvey there as the quarterback. Bidhosh is one of the wingmen. That's going to be It's going to be the give to number.
Preston Roar.
That's actually, I think that was Jacob Butosh.
I think it's Jacob
27.
Butosh,
They said another name, 21 Preston Roar, but it was actually 27 Jacob Butosh. So,
it's interesting too, Dave,
2.
seeing Wes answer to this as 4-down lineman for the first time this year.
It's good to see. There's a give to number 13, and he's gone. What a run by Tayson Crow. And you were talking about, 12 and a half yards per carry?
Yeah.
Well, he's now averaging 51 yards per carry right now.
And that's the thing. The whole idea of this whole offense is more guys that are outnumber the defense at the point of attack. And again, it's gap football, play your assignments, and the thing is, even if you hit those gaps with the lead blocker, it frees them up, and once you get into the secondary, it's wide open.
Here's the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So a quick 7-0 lead for Gardner-Edgerton. 2 plays, 53 yards, 42 seconds. Crow on a 51-yard run, and we'll go. Probably what we ought to go back to is West's keys to victory as we go real quick. I don't know if we got into them very much, and one of the things.
Well, I think one of them would be putting 11 in the box.
Yeah, it's being very assignment sound. It was one of those, and they weren't totally assignment sound.
Right. Well, and you can see with the first time too we've seen West do a 4-down lineman and actually put 6 guys in line. So I know that's their answer, but it is really assignment football. From an offensive standpoint, Dave, they're going to put a lot of pressure on us. It's going to be quick hitters. It's going to be attacking the power. No wasted possessions because, as you can see, these guys put points on the board. You can't afford not to score against these guys on a possession.
Earl McDowell picks it up, fumbles it a little bit, picks it up. He could get a good return. He's going to be out, and it's fumbled out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So not a great 2-fumble return, but good field position up to the 32-yard line for West there. Yeah,
and as we were just talking about, West's got to take advantage of their possessions. The key, they always say, the key to a good the other team's offense is to have is control the ball on your side, and that's really what we need. Long possessions, keep their offense on the sideline, keep moving the ball, and definitely take advantage of it. When the ball's in the red zone, you got to score.
So West will start out. It is Weston Moore at quarterback. He's in that power pistol. Jalen Rucker is the tailback tonight, starting tailback tonight, and that gives to him. He's going to take it straight up the middle, and he's got about 2 yards up to. We'll give him a yard to the 33-yard line. So that's the second game in a row that we've seen Jalen Rucker as the starting tailback.
Yeah, because I think Andrew Kinney kind of got hurt at the end of that game. Or did he? Yeah.
He did get
ejected?
Actually, he got ejected,
yeah.
So he may be setting the first half.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact rule on that, but, yeah, he did get thrown out of the game the end of last week for saying something, so he may have to set for the first half. Yeah, that's Trayvon at tailback now. There's the give straight ahead to Luke Jones. It was very, very effective last week against North, and it's going to get about a yard here. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. And, hey, we have one of the yard markers. Yeah, so this has been new in college football this year, and it's really pretty cool. So the electronic down markers were electronic down and then the distance to go on the deal. It's actually a very cool thing to see where you can say it's 3rd and 8. You don't have to just listen to me all the time.
Joe, when are we going to get the yellow line?
Yeah, I like that. He put one at the 50.
Yeah.
So Luke Jones is slammed down for a gain after another yard. So
that's our man in the middle, Devontae Pritchard. I tell you, that guy brings it, man. He puts the hammer down.
So 2 yards. We'll give him 2 yards on that carry, but that'll bring up a 4th and 6. And Ruben Anderson will be out to punt this ball away. And not the start you wanted, to give up a quick touchdown there and give up a quick touchdown and then to go 3 and out on your first kick. But a nice punt by
Nice
Ruben Anderson.
punt.
A lot of hang time. It's going to be fair caught at the 31-yard, or excuse me, the 26-yard line.
Jake McClure. Yeah, and I think, as we always say, Dave, we talk so much about field position, and the last thing you can do against a team like Gardner-Edgerton is give them a short field. As you found out, 51 yards can be eaten up very quickly.
Looking at the, I was going to say, looking at the stats, you can't give them any field from last week. We were talking about 90-yard touchdown return, kickoff return for a touchdown, 80-yard run, 56-yard run, 68-yard run. It's crazy the amount of yardage they can chew up in a couple of plays. Here's McKelvey again, and he's going to keep it. And he loves this play, is to come with everybody flowing and then sneak up in, either sneak up behind them or have them lead the hole.
Yeah, I think a lot of times what they do is like to fake the fullback in, and they like to bring the guy in motion, lead through the hole, and I'll tell you what, he's so good. You saw him there. He likes to cut back against the grain, and if the defense, it's pretty typical trying to shut down this defense is trying to hit the point of attack, and what you do is you over pursue, and when he cuts back against the grain on that, watch out for him.
So a 6-yard gain on that one. And there's the give. Number 6, Tyler Butash, is going to take it up. He's got enough for a first down.
This is probably one of the bigger offensive lines that we've faced this year, I think.
Yeah, they do. And
they got a couple pretty big guys, it looks like.
Pretty typical of this type of offense and this Hutch coach. I mean, they do this offense, this flex bone. Really it's just same formation, really same plays right, left, and they just run it to perfection.
So an 8-yard gain there to set up the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for Gardner-Edgerton. There's the keeper by McKelvey. He's going to turn around the corner. We're going to see that a lot tonight. We'll give him 5 yards. It's a short 5, but we'll give him 5 yards on that carry.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is that this flex bone is known for as a triple threat option. You rarely will see him ever pitch the ball. In fact, I don't think we've ever seen him pitch the ball. So even though if they ever bring a pitch back behind as the pitch, or I'm sorry, they ever bring the backside running back in motion as a pitch man, you can almost guarantee they're not.
They
going
probably
to
should
him.
have started the play clock.
Yeah, almost everything is a handoff in this offense. There's the handoff. That'll be spinning, and that's our man Tazon Crow, who's just spinning around making plays.
Right. And again, as we come to know this offense, I mean, it's really 4, 5, 6 yards, sometimes 2 yards. But, if you're averaging 4 or 5 yards, obviously 3 plays and it's a first down. So it's what we used to say always, that Chinese water drill. They just come at you. And it's just when you think you got them shut down in a couple yards, then they'll pull out that pass.
They get you.
That one pass a game.
8 yards there on that play is a first down. There's the give straight ahead. That's Butash, who's going to take it ahead for 8 to the 39-yard line. And I mean, the big thing here we're looking at is 6 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, and another 8 yards there.
Yeah, the only chance you have as a defense is you got to stop some of those for no gain, and hope that you can get them in a 3rd and 8.
So there's the give. Crow is going to take it ahead. He doesn't get a lot there. He probably gets 4, but that definitely is enough for the first down up to the 36-yard line. Yes. So another first down, 1st and 10, 6:02.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm mesmerized by the down markers. I just think that is one of the coolest things they've come up with. I like that much better than the yellow line.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that we've seen it in college football starting this year, and it's really nice to see. McKelvey, he's gone.
Yeah.
Just a little read option. He followed his blocker up into the hole, and That's a 36-yard touchdown run.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, and the bad thing about this is you keep grinding, and your offense has got to take up some time on the clock and keep your defensive off the field, because the defense just can't hold up to this type of just grinding offense. So much easier for the offensive line than it is for the defensive line.
So McKelvey with a 36-yard touchdown run with 5:36 left to go in the first quarter. That'll make it 14-0. We'll be right back after these timeouts. We're back for the kickoff after that 36-yard touchdown run for
Oh, Lordy.
Gardner-Edgerton. Wesley Clark picks that up, and he's got 40.
Nice.
And you know what? I tell you, that's where in high school when you have a defensive back that's a kicker, most of the time in high school you have kickers who can tackle. And
Right.
Wesley Clark makes a great return.
I'll tell you what, when you could tell he was backing up that kick, and when he knocks it down before it goes in the end zone, I thought, okay, we got trouble. And how he brings that ball straight up the field, just give it to the guys up front for creating a hole for him.
So West will start at their own 47-yard line. And Moore is going to roll out to his right. He's got, that's Luke Jones, who's 30, 25, 20. He's down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah,
they did call it.
Yep, you called it, Chris.
Yeah, they're going to call a horse collar there. So he gets down to the 17-yard line. So a gain of 30 on that play. Actually, sorry, it's a gain of 33 on that play.
Yeah,
some good blocking out there.
Luke Jones came up a little gimpy after that one.
Picked up the camera for some reason. Got excited.
So 15 more on the penalty.
Yeah, Luke's going to come off, or you take a quick look at him. I can't tell if it's looks like it might just be an ankle. That's a danger, and why they have that penalty for those horse collar days. When somebody jumps on your back full weight like that, it's hard on the joints.
So half the distance will take it down to the Gardner 8-yard line. West will have it there. Nice play from Weston Moore to Luke Jones there to get down inside the goal to go. And there's really nowhere for Trayvon to go there. He's going to lose about a yard on that play.
I'll tell you, Anthony Rodriguez came in, Anthony Fleming came in to spell Luke Jones, and he got welcomed to the game tonight by Anthony Rodriguez.
Yeah. You were talking about Anthony Rodriguez. You really liked what he was doing on film and some pretty good defensive stats.
Just lights it up, and he's tough in the middle, Dave. I mean, he just hits that gap and shuts it down immediately.
So 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line now. Moore under center in the I formation. There's the give straight ahead. That will be Fleming, who takes it into the 6-yard line. So a gain of 3 for Anthony Fleming right there.
I mean, you got to give Wesley Clark a chance. He's out there all by himself.
And that's one thing we saw with their defense. Interesting configuration how they run their defensive backs.
Well, and the one thing they do is, because they're so aggressive with their linebackers, Dave, and they only have a single safety set, the cornerbacks are on the island. And I'll tell you what, I'll take my chances with Wesley Clark one-on-one with just about anybody we got in the league.
You should be able to. You look at that gap.
Yeah.
Right.
If you do this right and you can hit a quick slant, you got to make sure you account for the safety up there.
Right.
But ball's on the ground, and it'll be back down on 10-yard line. So a fumble will lose about 4 yards, and Ruben Anderson's going to come in to attempt a 27-yard field goal here. Probably be maybe on the spot about a 28-yard field goal.
I tell you what, not only are these guys aggressive, they're physical, Dave. I mean,
Yeah, watch Trayvon get hit when he's just standing there. Move.
So, yeah, they are a physical, aggressive team. I'll mention a little bit about that after the field goal attempt here. Again, a 28-yard field goal attempt from Ruben Anderson. There's the snap down. He's going to be wide to the left. He did get it. He got it inside there.
Nice.
Thought it was going to be a little bit wide, but he did get the field goal there. So a 28-yard field goal with 2:58 left to go here, and that's a 3-minute drive.
Yeah, they showed some promise on that drive. It's a shame that they kind of fizzled out there in the red zone, and I liked what they did when they came out, Dave. What we talked about with them being so aggressive to the point of attack. I like the whole idea of trying to bootleg out Chris and getting away from the pressure and finding Luke Jones on the outside there. I think there's just going to have to be more of that, or there's going to have to be some quick hitters against the cornerbacks on the outside. The hard part is, boy, you run to the meat of their defense, and man, they're just aggressive.
Yeah, I think they're going to
physical.
have to throw the ball to have any success. I think.
The one thing I was going to mention, you were talking about how aggressive they are, and Chris, I agree. They're going to have to. I think they are going to have to throw the ball a little bit more because it's bunching up inside. But how aggressive they are, it reminds me of Free State from a couple of years ago. Free State's not that aggressive now. The last couple of years before that, man, they were hard-nosed and aggressive, and that sort of looks like what this team is too.
No, these guys just come out and they hit you in the face, and I think it is. It's a couple things. Not only are they just a very athletic team, but they're physical, and they just try to set the tone right from the start.
So there's a little pop-up kick to the 17-yard line. It's going to be taken up to the 35, so a return of 18 yards on that kick, and Gardner-Edgerton will take over with 2:53 left to go here in the third quarter at their own 36-yard line.
Dave, the other thing that I've seen that somewhat successful against this defense is you just have to guess sometimes with your linebackers. You just got to hit the gap before they're there with their blockers, and you beat them to the gap and you blow it up in the backfield, because if you let them get downfield and get into the secondary, it's over at that point. So
there's the give straight ahead. Oh, my number 44 is a new name in there right now. Keith Brown takes it up to the 45-yard line. So there's a gain of 21 on for our 19 on first down for a new number.
They're just driving behind the bigs they got up front, 65, 74. Picard 6'2", 250, 74. 5'11", 296. I mean, they just got some big guys on the line.
We'll talk about their line here in a second. There's the give to Dennis, number 16. He's going to go wide to the right.
Ball comes out.
The ball, they're going to say he was down. So 29-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 16 to the 29-yard line for Dennis. And no, what I was going to say, the line, they have 4 of their 5 guys back from last year. They're really a pretty big line. Almost everybody's 250 or above.
Well, and the thing is, in this type of offense, the more experience you have with it, the better you become at it. And part of the offense is just not only taking care of the guys up front, but it's getting into that second level, and those guys can get into the linebackers. It's almost over at that point.
So we actually have 2 Butoshes there tonight.
Yeah.
Jacob Butosh, number 27, and then we have Tyler Butosh, number 6. So as we go in here, and we got 150 left to go here in the half.
Quarter.
Yeah, the quarter. I wish it was the half right now. 150 left to go in the quarter. West is going to have to find some stops in here because, and we talked about it, Gardner's averaging about 10 yards a rush. Oh,
Yeah.
9 to 10 yards a rush.
You know they're running. I mean, like you said, they're only averaging about 3 attempts a game. So you got to just take some chances. What do you got to lose? You're already on the board with 14. Like I said, you got to stunt the gas because you give the lineman a chance to get off, get up into you. It's over at that point.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have guys 10 yards off the ball?
There's the the pitch. There's one of your pitches.
I swear they listen to me. They just try to prove me wrong.
That's Crow, who's going to take it up. There is looks like the ball may have come loose, but Gardner-Edgerton will get it. But there's there's Crow taking it up to the 10-yard line, so a 19-yard gain there. So 3 plays, and we've covered 54 yards already. McKelvey back there, right behind him. Keith Brown set close. There's the give straight ahead to Keith Brown, and wow, that man is just we saw it on that first run.
Yeah.
He runs hard.
Well, he's 5'9", he's about 207. What's he go on that? They list him at 5'9", 198. I said 205. Yeah. He's low to the ground, and I'll tell you what, following those guys, he's just nothing but knees and shoulder pads. Hard.
And they say he's a defensive lineman. They can't put him in there to run.
That's right. They have him listed as a defensive lineman. He runs like a defensive lineman.
So with 1:23 left to go here, the extra point is up, and it is good. And it'll be 21-3 now. So that was a minute. See, and here's the one thing that West is going to have to do. 3 scoring drives right now, 42 seconds, 3:30, 1:30. You're going to have to make them work a little bit harder to get in the end zone.
No, absolutely. And typical for this offense is they're going to go 4 or 5 yards a carry. You cannot let them break it for 8, 9, 20, 35, 50 some yards. It's just it's already a horse race that we're a lap behind on. Last possession, West showed some promise by being able to move the ball downfield. Again, as we said so often, I think we're going to have to stay away from the pressure, try to stretch the field, Dave, get to the outside, give your defense some time to look at some film on the sidelines to talk about what's going on and try to make some adjustments and get down there and try to get on the scoreboard.
So 3 drives for Gardner-Edgerton and 191 yards on 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. So it's a lot of offense in 1 quarter. You're on pace for a 750 to 800 yard offensive game.
They got half of their game average in 1 quarter.
So I mean, we knew what they're going to do on the ground. They've been impressive so far.
Right.
West will take over at their own 34-yard line.
And you can see they leave that corner on an island out there.
Yeah, and here's what, honestly, and as Weston Moore goes back, he's going to be sacked. Here's what I think, and you tell me what you think about that, is if West starts going 2 wides, or with 1 wide and a slot receiver, use the slot receiver to occupy that outside linebacker. And you can have Wesley one-on-one a lot tonight.
Absolutely. You don't have time for a long developing play, but let's say you did a double slant, and to your point, Dave, you have a slot guy occupying the outside linebacker. Then Wesley Clark's wide open across.
So a loss of 8 on that one, and they're going to be balls. There's your man Rodriguez who strips the ball, but they said forward progress was stopped at the 24, so that's a loss of 2 on that. So it's going to be a big third and 20 here.
Yeah. Yeah, and 3rd and 20 just does not dial up for our offense. We don't have a 3rd and 20 play. Unfortunately at this point, positive field position and just get
don't
yourself
snap it.
Yeah, get yourself out of the
Yeah,
the
we
hole.
should not snap it.
Oh,
Good.
geez.
That's actually good. They didn't get it snapped. So that'll be the end of the first half, our first quarter. As we go to this timeout, it's Gardner-Edgerton 21, Shawnee Mission West 3. We'll be right back after these timeouts. We're back here for the beginning of the second
Keep
quarter.
it going. Thriller.
Third and 20. We need to turn off the music. Weston Moore's going deep, and he's got his brother.
Oh,
Just off there, just off Peyton Moore's hands. I know they got the dance team, but you gotta stop music during the middle of the game. That's my pet peeve.
Yeah, right.
That was a
It's
beautiful
like we're at
pass.
an
So,
NBA
I mean,
basketball game.
It was a well-run pattern. The ball was led right where it has. It was just literally like 4 inches a little long.
So, be a punt here from Ruben Anderson.
Ooh.
And
the roughing the
didn't get
kicker.
that. He
Yeah,
tried to pull up a little bit so that he wouldn't get hit.
He should have fell down.
He actually could have got hit, but that's going to go out at the 47-yard line. So a 23-yard punt. Gardner's going to take over at the west 47-yard line with 11:46 left to go here in the.
Well, the good thing is
second
it
half.
says fourth down over there on the.
I don't think it's going to last. Yeah, 4th and 20. I'll take
Hey,
that.
We
There
need
we
to get
go.
Ruben involved in theater because we needed him to, or soccer
So
because we
he-
needed him to flop there.
Yeah, we needed to
Yeah.
sell that a little bit more.
Yeah, he could have just fallen. They touched him.
So McKelvey will be under center, 1st and 10 from the west 47. He's going to roll out to the
Oh, he's going to
left,
throw it?
and that's one of his
Oh,
the only.
he's-
Oh, and that is intercepted. Nice play by Lewis Bullock. His
Oh, my-
4th interception of the game or the season.
That was a beautiful play, Dave. Not only did he play assignment as we talked about tonight, I mean, he did not bite on the run at all. He stayed with his receiver, high pointed the ball and tipped it to himself. I mean, there's the Sports Center. I heard a da-na-na.
That was a nice play, and that, like I said, that's his 4th interception of the season so far.
Yeah, like I said, I give him credit for a team, like I said, that runs as much as these guys run. To stay on a receiver like that, you're so prone just to try to attack the line of scrimmage.
So West will take over after that interception at their own 11-yard line. That's a good stop. You got to get those stops in there. So interesting. We got
Yes,
3
trips.
receivers here, so we'll see what the deal is here. Moore is looking to throw. He's going to go to the right side of the receiver way, and that's a catch. What a oh!
I think he
no,
didn't
no.
have complete control of it.
So Wesley Clark with the reception, but they rule him out of bounds, and it'll be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, we got to take shots like that. That's exactly what we need to do. We stretch the defense. What's going to happen is going to soften those corners up, Dave. It's going to provide us some opportunities underneath. So I don't have a problem with either of those last 2 plays, and I like the idea here, spreading the offense. We know we just can't line up with these guys head to head.
Watching the replay on the phone there, I will say, as we get here, Westmore's going to pull it down. He's tackled right at the 1-yard line, so just out of the reach of his safety. Isaiah Jackson
outweighs Weston a little bit. He weighs 308 pounds.
So West will be backed up right at their own 2-yard line, so a 3rd and 19. Now, looking at that one for Wesley, unless he was juggling it, when he came down, I think his inside knee is on the field of play, and that's all he needs is one knee down before the rest of his body may have come out on the sideline. So
I had my hand in the pocket for the red flag. I just misplaced it.
Don't think we can do that. And Luke Jones just gets out of the end zone. It's going to be a loss of 1. So, here's the rough thing right now. West on their field goal drive got 43 yards. Most all of that was on a big pass.
One play.
Other than that, they've a possession of 4 yards and 2 possessions of -10 apiece.
Well, what I'm worried about right now is Ruben Anderson doesn't have his normal 15-yard drop to punt.
He better fall on
and
this
he's
one.
standing on the back of the end zone. He cannot step backwards.
And he barely gets it off. And a nice punt considering the deal. A great punt. That's going to be over a 50-yard punt all the way down to the 43-yard line of Gardner-Edgerton. And so a 56-yard punt for Ruben Anderson, and that was desperately needed.
That's the best you could ask for in that situation.
So Trailblazers will take over with 9:53 left to go in the half. They'll be at their own 43. Well, they'll give it the 44-yard line. So we get some other scores. Look at it. Lawrence, the big battle of Lawrence. Lawrence High is up 7-0 over Free State in the first quarter. And Belle Plaine.
Gardner-Edgerton, Shawnee West only 14-3.
Yeah. Belle Plaine is beating Douglas 7-0. And
yeah, I mean, Chris, to your point earlier, I'm taking a look at these guys across the front,
Oh, they're all pretty big, yeah.
268.
And they're tall, 6 plus. But
It's no wonder these guys are just blowing holes open.
yeah, and you got 3 or 4 guys that can run the ball with speed and moves.
There you go, leading out again.
there's Crow who's going to take it up to about the 42-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down.
The interesting part about this offense, too, typical to most offenses, you have guys that are running backs that are really not blockers. They're kind of running backs all in and blockers some of the time. In an offense like this and this flex bone, I mean, they really teach these guys, if you don't have the ball, you're a lead blocker.
Yes.
And that you watch them. Watch them take on our deep backs or watch them take on linebackers. That's why it's so successful.
So 1st and 10 from the West 41-yard line. There's the keeper, but McKelvey. He's
nice
around the ankle, and he's not going to let go. And that's Mike
That's
Williamson. Nice play there by Mike Williamson.
No, it's kind of what we were talking. It's stunting those gaps, Dave, and trying to blow up the middle before the play develops. So what you got, then we got a little McKelvey talking to the other side. We're starting to get a little chippy here already.
The one thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, just to finish the thought. But again, you're going to have to take those chances. You got to hit those gaps before the linemen have a chance to get into your linebackers.
And McKelvey under center, as he always will be. There's the give to Butosh. And that's the
ball's on the ground.
Did he fumble?
And we'll see what happens. We have some folks going for the ball. That was number 6, Tyler Butosh.
Well, we didn't get it.
And looks like Gardner did recover it.
And there was a case where we did a double stunt, try to hit the A-gap. The problem is our guys are coming in high, and these linemen are just so big, and they literally just stood our guys up. And then you have a fullback that's leading through the hole, and it's just like a wave of bodies.
So a gain of 10 by number 6, Tyler Butosh. He is the younger one. His brother is the senior. And McKelvey's going to give credit. Brown, I tell you why.
Dennis again.
No, that's Brown.
Well, he's came in the game
Brown.
3 times, and he's ran it every time he's come in, so
And
you'd think you'd notice that.
Keith Brown is a big gain all the way down to the 10-yard line. We'll see if they mark it at the 10, mark it at 11. They'll mark it at the 11-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10, not 1st and goal at the 11-yard line. And tell you why, that Keith Brown runs hard.
He runs low. He's like I said, he's 5'9", 200 pounds, and just he's nothing but shoulder pads and knees.
There's the handoff coming around the right side. And that's Dennis, and he's getting to the corner, and
they
he's
gave
in.
it to him. Yeah, well, that wasn't a touchdown.
So a 11-yard run for a touchdown by Dennis, and that'll make the score.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a hold.
Psych.
So no touchdown. So we had a hold there.
Now it's interesting. What did we get? This is only the second penalty of the game, so it's really been a fairly clean game up to this point. Now this is this is one of the things you got to take advantage of this team. It's not too often they make mistakes. It's not too often they get themselves in first and long situation. You know, now's where you get a shortstop. A moral victory would be a 2 or 3 yard gain. The one thing I had to watch out for, they pass so little, but I might actually just be aware of a pass in this situation.
You might have seen their only pass for this evening. So, tell you what, then they just bring another guy in. That's Garrett Bergman, number 15. He's in there, and he takes it ahead for 14 yards and a bring up 2nd down and about 5 from the 6-yard line?
Based on the new down markers, it's 5.
Yeah, I just need to look at there, don't I?
I still love that.
You guys are going to keep me
tool.
honest all this time.
Exactly.
So, 2nd and 5 from the 6-yard line. It is not a goal-to-go situation. McKelvey's trying to get outside to the
Mike Williams.
left.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. That's a highlight run right there. He should have been brought down. I was going to mention that 1 yard where Mike Williamson made a great play here. He still was strong enough to pull himself forward for a 3-yard gain, and right there he should have been down in the backfield and pulled himself up for a 6-yard touchdown run.
Mike Williamson was trying to change his jersey, and I'll tell you, McKelvey's just big and strong enough, 6'2", 6'2", almost 200 pounds as well. And these guys, not only are they big, they're strong, athletic, they've got attitude as well.
So 6:27 left. Here's the extra point attempt where we got a flag, which is probably going to be a legal substitution. Somebody has 12 players on the field.
Oh, man.
We'll see who has.
Offsides on us.
Yeah.
Actually, he made a illegal substitution, not a offsides. Yeah. So the referee did say illegal substitution, but it is offsides.
I don't blame West if they had 12 guys on there, because Gardner-Edgerton feels like they have 12 guys on the field almost every play. Oh!
You miss it? That might have went
Extra
through.
point
No,
is
that wasn't
good.
pretty, but it went
Knuckleball,
through.
Really got it in.
And probably that extra yard and a half is what got it over the upright.
So 3:27, a 3-minute and 30-second drive, 8 plays, 56 yards, and I'll tell you what, Mike, we were talking about what they did in the first 4 drives. You take away the one, you take away the one interception. They're at 247 yards on 4 drives.
Yeah.
That one was the longest one. It took 8 plays on there. So you're talking about 246 yards in 21 plays. that's when you're, and that, again, it's almost close to their average. They're almost 9 to 10 yards of play, and that's a pretty impressive team.
Well, and the most notable stat is they're scoring on every possession they have. You just have to get a stop.
So Jake McClure there to kick off here with 6:27 left to go. There's the short kick taken by West about
Micah
the
Williamson,
20-yard line.
Nope.
That's Anthony Morris. And Anthony Morris is going to take that ahead to the 34-yard line.
Well, at least you got some operating room here, Dave. Allows you to do a little bit more with your offense. That last possession, we got a sack, and you're putting up against your goal line, and there's really nothing you can do. Here you're operating from the 39-yard line, and just to get some mojo back, you got to move the ball a couple times here.
West going back into the I formation, tight I formation with one receiver. There's the give. Trayvon is going to take that up to about the 37-yard line, so a gain of 3.
Positive yards, good.
Yeah, and I think, here's a good place to come back and throw a pass in there. You got some positive yards on first down, and it loosens the defense up. And a couple of those passes you threw on earlier in the game, you stretched the field a little bit. If you look at the D-back over there on Wesley, he's giving them about 7 yards.
The pistol, and then there's the give. Luke Jones is going to take it to the 36-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 1 there. And tell you what,
you got the two biggest tacklers. You got Callahan and you got Rodriguez both in on that play.
That was a bread and butter play last week, but it really has been all year long. Luke Jones has been really, really productive on that little fullback dive, and it's just not doing anything tonight.
No, again, this is a different team. I mean, arguably, this is one of the better teams in the state right now, and it's got to try to find the formula for moving the ball.
There's Weston Moore, and he throws it up high to Earl McDowell, and it goes off his hands, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7 and probably another punting situation. 4th and 7, another punting situation. I'm telling you what, these new down markers, you guys are not going to let me get away with anything.
I like them.
So 4th and 7, Ruben Anderson will be out with his 4th punt attempt of the night. Great punt last time, about a 56-yard punt. This one's a high wobbly. He's going to hopefully get a bounce here. And it's going to kill it because it's starting to bounce forward. So 42-yard line. Gardner-Edgerton will take over at the West 42-yard line with 4:50 left to go here in the first half.
And then somebody help me out here. Has Hayden Burton, is he just the first time entering the game? Or I just
No, he's been out there.
I hadn't seen him on the field.
There's the give straight ahead. Tell you what, they get a push. If you look at their linemen, there's not a lineman who's not at least 5 yards downfield.
Right.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, and again, I mean, it's just a well-oiled machine. These guys, as you said, Dave, most of them are second-year starters. They only run very few plays. They all come off the ball hard, and it's just why they're so
telling
successful.
Both sides to stop talking.
So 6, and I will tell you what. Remember last year, Tevin McKelvey? I can't remember if he got kicked out or he got pulled by his own coach the whole fourth quarter last year because of talking there. So it got a little talkative last year too in that game. So the referees are telling everybody to shut their mouths and just play some football. There's the give, and I tell you what, Butas shut his mouth.
He
and played
fumbles
some
every
football
time.
right there.
Yeah.
He's gonna. That is another fumble, but
ground's
down.
causing it, but
He's going down.
every time he goes down, he falls.
So Tyler, again the younger Butash, he's up to the 28-yard line. So that's a gain of 24 for that play. Sorry, 20 on that play. And another gain ahead to about the 22-yard line. I said the 24. They had Butash down at the 28-yard line. And that's taken ahead to the 23-yard line for a gain of 5.
Yeah, Jay, just same old stuff. Just going to the dive. Just when you think you got to figure it out going to the outside, and they go into the dive again. What's so? There he goes.
There's
Butash
again.
And
tell you what.
Oh, and
impressive runs here. 23-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah, Gage Jones is going to get a flag for tackling Butash 8 yards deep in the end zone.
So there's some frustration being shown already, and that's something that got to get cleaned up. I know this is not how you want this game. This is not how you want your senior night to go. But got to get that cleaned up, and that'll be on the kickoff. That'll be assessed on the kickoff. So Gardner-Edgerton will be kicking off from basically midfield, actually the 45-yard line of West. So
see where Wesley Clark is lined up here, and lined up on the right side of the offense.
So Tyler Butash gets a.
Oh yeah, Tyler Butash was the run.
He gets a 23-yard touchdown run.
Another Tyler Getzman just kicked the extra point.
So a 4-play, 58-yard drive. And only a minute and 32 seconds. That's the thing that's the killer. I mean, they're going to drive, and that's just what they do. But you're talking about a minute and a half. You had a 42-second drive, a 3:30 drive, a 1 minute and a half drive, a 3.5 minute drive, and now a 1:32 drive. They're not taking long to put points up on the board.
Well, and I'd like to say that they're just all dynamic, explosive runners that have extreme strength and speed and agility, and they are in some respects. But Dave, too, we're a little sloppy in some of the tackling. We're trying to bring these guys down with some arm tackling. We're not staying home. We're not keeping our base, and so, I mean, it's not like these guys are running right through and then they're gone. I mean, they're running through some tackles that we really need to be bringing these guys down, and that's why you're seeing these 1 minute possessions.
So, kicking off from the West 45-yard line, that ball goes in the end zone. It'll be brought back out to the 20 for a touchback. And West will start there with 3:08 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and on this possession, about the best you can hope for is you just got to move the ball. You've got to find a way to keep the ball moving upfield. You got to keep the defense off the field. You got to try to bring some mo back. If you could muster up a good drive and go in the locker room, you'd have some mojo going into the locker room.
More in that power pistol. He's going to go and run to the right side, and he's got about a yard right there where he's brought down for 21-yard line.
7 on 7 on that one, and I don't mean summer football.
Yes.
But hey, it's something different, okay? You're showing your quarterback run, and then again, it's giving a little different wrinkle and something different you're trying. I liked when they were before they were spreading the field, and now we're packing it in again. That's really not to our benefit against this team.
There's going to be
I question that hit was a little bit late.
Yeah, could have been. So more with the run again, it'd be a loss of 2 back to the 19-yard line. And you look at Gardner up front, both sides of the ball. They're a big team. That they got a big old number 75, a 308-pound nose guard right there.
Yeah.
And there's a nice run by Trayvon Gilliard. He'll take it up to the 24-yard line, so a gain of 5 there on 3rd down. Won't be enough for a first down. It'll be still about 5 yards short of the first down. And 1:38 left to go, and we'll see. Weston Moore's going to tug out. I believe West is going to go ahead and take a timeout.
Just take a timeout. Yeah,
about a minute 10 left, about a minute 2 probably, or a minute 12 left to go here, and
probably not a bad idea.
No, and you're going to have to. West is going to have to be a sure tackling team. You're going to have to hope to get a big punt here, so that Gardner's taking at least about the 40. Yeah, they do. They'll have a minute left, and they've done it 3 times in between a minute to a minute and a half tonight. So they will have time to go do it, and they'll be able to do it through. And they have they have 2 of their timeouts. So it's not going to be a 2-minute drill where they're throwing it.
No.
You may have 1 pass, maybe 2 passes in here, but they can still keep it on the ground, especially with 2 timeouts.
Yeah, and this is where you go back to your defense and just say, "Hey guys, look at, you got a minute and 10. Let's show some pride. Let's make sure all hands are on the ball. Let's make sure that we're tackling. We're tackling as a team, and as a moral victory, let's keep them out of the end zone before we go into half."
So there's the punt from Ruben Anderson. Nice punt. Taken all the way back at the 30.
There's a
block in the back. It's not called.
Right in front of the. How do you not call that? I'm sorry.
Called. That was an easy call.
The guy's trailing him downfield right to the receiver. I'm sorry, Dave. That one baffles me, but usually I'm calming you down. It's usually
she's on the other foot.
He pushed him. Did he? He pushed him.
He pushed it. Well, he pushed him in the back.
He went like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a block in the back. There's a push in the back.
Yes. So we got a different quarterback in
4 wide
and in the shotgun. So Getzman is more their thrower, and he's the one who threw. And there's the. As I said, there wasn't going to be a 2-minute drill. He throws out to Casita, and they're going to get a year's worth of completions on one drive if they keep this up right here.
Right.
So that's a gain of 6 out to the 42-yard line.
Whoopsie daisy.
Gage Jones.
Gage was going to go sack him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, like you said, you got to do something different. You can't be attacking with the same.
And that gives them a first down.
That will be a first down.
They don't even know that, I don't think.
They're going to have to get that set.
The chains aren't even set. They just said go ahead and snap it. Oh.
So 58 seconds left to go here. We'll see what Getzman can do in this 2-minute drill. And the throw to Jacob Butosh, who takes it ahead to the west 45-yard line, and Gardner-Edgerton will take a timeout after a gain of 8.
Jacob Port trying to pull the ball out the end of that play. Hey, got to try anything you can.
Jacob Butosh.
So
27.
Jacob Butosh with the reception there, 8 yards on that reception, a little middle screen.
If anything, it's interesting, Dave. We didn't get to see a lot of film, but we didn't see this formation on the film at all. Makes you wonder if they just throw this wrinkle out. I mean, first of all, you got to have an answer to a 2-minute offense. But secondly, shows a little different wrinkle when you show the same scheme all the time. Everybody's scheming to that. Now all of a sudden you come out with a 4-wide offense in the shotgun, completely different than what you run normally. All the people that are prepping for playoffs now have a different look or different formation to try to scheme against.
And
McKelvey
is playing receiver,
yeah.
and like I said, he had a touchdown reception last week. So the guy's an athlete.
Oh!
That's a great play. Stripped Raquan Edgar, and there's going to be a penalty on number 55. So West is going to recover that and have the ball right around midfield. And there's also going to be 15 more yards tacked onto that as a late hit. But a really nice strip for Shawnee Mission West. I think Adam Hawkins may have made the strip, and Raquan Edward, the senior.
Big play.
Raquan Edward, the senior, with the fumble recovery, took it out of midair.
I thought Raquan, he
thought he was going to take it to the house there for a second.
He saw Green, saw the end zone. He saw himself dance in the end zone. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get there, but that's all right. Hey, we get the ball back, 42 seconds left, and
we got 2 timeouts.
We got 2 timeouts.
So Raquan Edgar with a big senior night fumble recovery gives West the ball at the 38-yard line of Gardner-Edgerton. And Weston Moore is looking to throw. Tried to get Luke Jones-Lincoln out of the backfield.
That dude was tackling Luke before the ball was even thrown.
Yeah, he was some tight defense right there.
Yeah,
that was my diplomatic way of saying yes.
Let's just grab them before they even throw it.
Again, guys, here we go. We got to spread it out. We stacking it in the box just does not work for us.
I would agree.
They still got 7 in the box.
To
8.
They basically do have 7.
There
it
go.
is. That's
again.
And you got it. Wesley Clark with the reception down to the 26-yard line. West will take their second timeout and completion down. That'll be a first down for West. A gain of 12 yards to Wesley Clark there. And that's one thing we were talking about. Spread the defense a little bit, occupy those guys, so you can create some passing lanes. And the way they're playing off and doing that, and they'll give you you're going to have to take more than slants, and you're going to have to take some bigger hits, but bigger chunks down the field. But those are open, and they can go run.
No, and the thing is, you got to make them play those plays. You hit them until they come to play it. Then you do that hitch and go, and you catch them over the top. But to your point, yeah, you have to spread them out. You take the plays. You take what you get. We can't afford a long developing pass pattern because we just don't have enough. We can't keep the quarterback protected for that long. So you're going to have to do those bubble screens, Dave. You're going to have to do those outs. I mean, with the trips out here, the bubble screen would be a great call as well.
33 seconds left to go on the half. A first down and 10 at the 27-yard line, 26-yard line for West.
We did jump.
Weston Moore is going to go throw, and he's going deep. And it's
ball.
over,
there
and it's
we
a
go.
touchdown. Nice throw by Weston Moore. Wesley Clark with the touchdown. A 26-yard touchdown reception for Wesley Clark. And tell you what, David Johnson really isn't really happy at all right now. He just got beat, and I think there was some talking.
Wesley said something to him.
Yeah, Wesley said something to him, and he's not happy about that at all.
It was, great execution. Line your guy up. Go to your best athlete. Throw the ball up there and let him go get it, and give Weston credit for just throwing a beautiful ball, and Wesley Clark for bringing that in. I'll tell you what, that's a different way to go into the half and going in the half with a little momentum.
Ooh. And that's a high snap.
Run, throw it.
Can't get it down. That's
gosh.
dead ball. That's a dead ball.
Ruben didn't try to tackle me. He's like.
in high school, that's a dead ball as soon as it's turned over. So there won't be no PAT attempt, but a 35-9 score right now. And the one thing that's really nice you saw there, 3 plays, 38 yards, 20 seconds on that drive for the touchdown, and some nice execution in the passing game.
No, really nice execution too. I was a little frustrated when we called timeout when we got a first down because the clock stops anyway. But I do like the execution, and I do like that. Like I said, we spread the field. You get your at best athletes out there on an island with those guys isolated, and they're going to make a play. So
you had that turnover and and this is what you want to do after any turnover, but especially in the situation you're here. You're way behind on the scoreboard right now. That's some good positive momentum going into halftime.
And let's face it, I mean, it's going to be. Reality is, it's going to be an uphill battle against these guys. What you're playing for here, though, is you're playing for pride. You're seniors. You're out here on your senior night. You want to put in a good game. I mean, let's face it. Gardner-Edgerton is averaging 35, close to 40 points a game. They're going to put the points on the board. Let's play them tough, and let's show them we can put some points on the board.
So Michael Cooper will kick off here, and that's the high pooch kick to about the 17-yard line, taken back across the field. And that's one thing they can't give up. There's going to be a block.
Yeah, there's going to be a block.
So number 4, Tyler Getzman's going to be called for either a hold or a block in the back, and then we got probably a late hit or something out of bounds there on the deal. So we'll get all the laundry sorted out here.
They better just stop talking out there, because Gardner's just going to start running. They're going to put more points on the board.
West is going to have the referees have already done it one time. We've talked with both teams. I think they're going to have to talk to both teams again.
Well, when it's 35-3 and you score a touchdown, you don't need to talk to the defensive guy and you score.
Hopefully this is offsetting penalties.
There's the block in the back on Gardner-Edgerton. There's a dead ball, personal foul on West. So it will go back. So from the point of the foul, which is about the 34-yard line, it's going to go back to the 24, and then it'll go 15 yards up to the. So it should start about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and what I said, I think, beginning of the second quarter, I said up to this point it's been a relatively clean game. Been a lot of laundry in the field ever since then.
So should be starting at the 39-yard line, 10 yards back, 15 yards forward. They actually 34 to 24, now 15 yards up, and it'll be back to the 39-yard line.
And Dave, you didn't even have a down marker to help you with that one. You did that all in your head.
See, now Gardner's pissed. They're gonna run. They're not gonna take a knee. They're gonna try and score.
I had to go till my fingers like 5 different times there just to figure that one out.
But people don't know he's got a little mini field in front of him, and he counts off the hashes and then he counts them back.
Yes. So Gardner-Edgerton will take over with 16 seconds left at their own 34-yard line. And I would say they're going to a knee, but you never know. This tight formation.
Yeah. Oh, they did.
I was going to say, don't go to the bathroom quite yet, folks.
There. And they will go to a knee there, and that'll be the end of the first half. This is the final seconds tick off in the first half of play. Gardner-Edgerton up 35-9, and we'll be right back after these timeouts to have band and dance senior night.
to our senior band.
And we get ready for senior night for the band members and dance team. 26 band members, 2 dancers.
Allie Anderson. Allie is escorted by her mom, Christina Anderson. Allie plays the mellophone and is a member of the Link Crew and National Honor Society. After graduation, Allie plans to pursue a degree in classic civilizations. McKinley Atkins. McKinley is escorted by her parents, Todd and Anissa Atkins. McKinley plays the flute. After graduation, McKinley plans to attend Washburn University to pursue a degree in behavioral psychology. Kyle Clow. Kyle is escorted by his parents, Brian and Ann Clow. Kyle plays tuba and participates in lacrosse. After graduation, Kyle plans to attend Pittsburgh State University to pursue a degree in nursing. John Gibbs. John is escorted by his mom, Laura Gibbs. John plays tuba. After graduation, John plans to attend Wichita State University and major in game design and esports management. Lori Gaio. Lori is a foreign exchange student for the Rotary Youth Exchange Program from the small town of Nie, Belgium. Lori is escorted by her dad, her host dad, Leland Sind, and her Lenexa Rotary Club counselor, Dinah Sykes. Lori plays percussion. Lori plans to return to home in Belgium in June and attend a university, but has not yet decided her field. Carvel Hartle.
Yes, it was.
Carver is escorted by his mom, Shelley Hartle. Carver plays trumpet and participates in Overland Express, Link Crew, DECA, Varsity Bowling, and National Honor Society. After graduation, Carver plans to attend K-State to pursue a degree in finance.
Thank you.
Chloe Hodgkins. Chloe is escorted by her parents, Ryan and Jennifer Hodgkins. Chloe is a member of the Color Guard, newspaper, yearbook, and drill team. After graduation, Chloe plans to pursue a degree in cosmetology or nursing.
Yeah, Fred.
Natalie Holmes. Natalie is escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Rick Holmes. Natalie plays flute, as is involved in National Honor Society, golf, and after graduation, Natalie plans to attend K-State to pursue a degree in veterinary medicine.
Yeah.
Mary
I'll
Humphreys.
tell you what,
Mary is escorted by her mom, Dinah Humphreys, and sister Liz Humphreys.
Next time.
Mary plays bass drum and participates in basketball and track. After graduation, Mary plans to attend Missouri Southern State University to pursue a degree in criminal justice and law enforcement.
I've had this cat for quite a while.
Nina King.
You know how that
Nina is escorted by her parents, Natalie and Marcus Rathers.
Congratulations.
Nina plays flute and piccolo and is a member of the American Sign Language Club. After graduation, Nina plans to pursue a degree in midwifery. Joshua Connect. Joshua is escorted by his parents, Steve and Roberta Connect. Joshua plays mellophone and participates in Link Crew, swim and dive, Overland Express, and cotillion. After graduation, Joshua plans to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering. Sydney Leslie. Sydney is escorted by her parents, Jim and Jessica Leslie. Sydney plays clarinet, is a member of National Honor Society, German National Honor Society, Student Council, and varsity soccer. After graduation, Sydney plans to play soccer at the University of Central Missouri while pursuing a double major in German and kinesiology. Grace Loya. Grace is escorted by her parents, David and Renee Loya, brother Michael Loya, and sister Randy Haney. Grace is the head drum major, member of National Honor Society, German National Honor Society, and National Art Honor Society. After graduation, Grace plans to attend Washburn University to pursue a degree in chemistry. Lawson Manwaring. Supported by his parents, Penelope and Jay Manwaring. Lawson plays baritone. After graduation, Lawson plans to attend K-State to pursue a degree in business and marketing. Alex McCarthy. Alex is escorted by his parents, Steve and Jan McCarthy. Alex plays trombone and participates in debate. After graduation, Alex plans to attend KU to pursue a degree in finance. Brandon Wynn. Brandon is escorted by his parents, Danny and Anna Wynn. Brandon plays trumpet, is a member of National Honor Society, Robotics, and Link Crew. After graduation, Brandon plans to attend KU, then transfer to the University of Missouri St. Louis to pursue a degree in optometry. Sean Perkins. Sean is escorted by his parents, Daniel and Denise Perkins. Sean plays snare drum and participates in categories, National Honor Society and German National Honor Society. After graduation, Sean plans to attend K-State to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering. Evan Perlinger. Evan is escorted by his parents, Dan and Christine Perlinger. Evan plays alto saxophone, is a member of Overland Express, Spanish Club President, Multicultural Leadership Club, College Ambassador, National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, Tri-M Music Honor Society, and is an Eagle Scout. After graduation, Evan plans to attend the University of Central Missouri to pursue a degree in computer science and cyber security. Mason Riley. Mason is escorted by his parents, Rick Riley and Leanne Zumbrunnen. Mason is a drum major and plays percussion, and is a member of jazz band. After graduation, Mason plans to attend Washburn University to pursue a degree in music education. Curtis Schnitzer. Curtis is escorted by Lee and Alita Schnitzer. Curtis plays snare drum and is involved in tennis and environmental club, National Honor Society, Tri-M Music Honor Society, and performs with the Colt Cadets Drum and Bugle Corps. After graduation, Curtis plans to pursue a degree in music. Jordan Segabart and Kinsey Segabart. Jordan and Kinsey. Jordan is escorted by his parents, Angela and Robert Quick. Jordan plays bass drum. After graduation, Jordan's plans are undecided. Jordan would like to aspire to become the President of the United States. Kinsey is escorted by her dad, Brian Segabart, and brother, Austin Segabart. Kinsey plays tenor saxophone and is part of the Overland Express. After graduation, Kinsey plans to attend K-State. Hannah Silverstein. Hannah is escorted by her parents, Matthew and Jennifer Silverstein. Hannah plays trumpet, is a member of National Honor Society, French National Honor Society, tennis, diving, Sources of Strength, and Overland Express. After graduation, Hannah plans to pursue a degree in psychology and neuroscience. Alex Stava. Alex is escorted by his mom, Amanda Williams, and the late Matthew Williams. Alex plays tenor drum. After graduation, Alex plans to pursue a degree in computer sciences. Callan Trout. Callan is escorted by mom, Monica Trout, and brother, Charles Trout. Callan plays clarinet and is a member of French Club. After graduation, Callan plans to attend Johnson County Community College to get general education completed, then attend Cincinnati College of Mortuary Science to pursue a degree in mortuary science and French. Kim Trong. Kim is escorted by her parents, Hun Van and Fong Krung Krong. Kim plays trumpet and is a member of newspaper and tennis. After graduation, Kim plans to attend KU to pursue a degree in art history. Armand Williams. Armand! By his mom, Valencia Deere. Armand plays bass drum. After graduation, Armand plans to attend K-State to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering. Haley Chavi. Haley is escorted by her parents, Christy Chavi and Ed Chavi. She has been on varsity dance the past 4 years and is currently a senior captain. Among many other activities, she is involved in National Honor Society and Student Council. Next year, she plans to attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, where she hopes to be part of the Scarlet's dance team and a major in biological sciences on the pre-med track. Gina Fajardo. Gina is escorted by her parents, Susan and Martin Fajardo. Gina has been part of the varsity dance team for the last 4 years and is currently a senior captain. She has also been part of the National Honor Society, serving as the vice president. Gina is also part of the Biotechnology Signature Program at the Center for Academic Achievement, where she is conducting research. She will be attending Kansas State University, where she will double major in microbiology and psychology, and also hopes to be part of the dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, your varsity dance and band seniors.
And that's 26 band members, seniors, and 2 dance team seniors for this evening.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hang around after the game and hear them perform in the band's ever popular flashlight show.
And as you heard that, we will have the flashlight show after the light show after the game. So stick around for that. It's always it's a good show just musically, but really good show visually. So as we look at some of the scoring drive, we'll come back with stats here in a little while, but we look at scoring drives. Gardner-Edgerton got the kickoff, and they drove 53 yards in 2 plays, 42 seconds. Crow, a 51-yard run, 7-0 after 11 with 11:08 left to go in the first quarter. West then punted on the next possession. Gardner-Edgerton taking over at their own 26, going 74 yards in 7 plays in three and a half minutes. McKelvey with a 36-yard run for the touchdown with 5:36 left to go. The extra point made it 14-0. West then came back with 4 plays, 43 yards, a Reuben Anderson 28-yard field goal with 2:58 left to go in the first quarter, and it was 14-3, the Trailblazers with the lead. Brown then came in, number 44, Brown came in and pulled off a couple of runs, and he capped off a 64-yard, 4-play drive with a 10-yard run, scored with 1:23 left to go in the first quarter, made it 21-3 Gardner-Edgerton. Another West punt led to Gardner-Edgerton with the ball, and Lewis Bullock with his 4th interception of the year intercepted the ball at the 11-yard line. Unfortunately, West lost 10 yards on that next drive and punted from their own 1. Gardner-Edgerton taking over with 9:53 left to go in the first half. McKelvey with a 6-yard touchdown run with 6:27 left to go in the first half, made it 28-3. Tyler Butash with a 23-yard run with 3:08 left to go in the first half, capped off a 1-minute 32-second 4-play 58-yard drive. It was 35-3 Gardner-Edgerton with 3:08 to play. Raekwon Edgar recovered a fumble with 45 seconds left to go at the West 38-yard line, and West on 3 plays scores on a Weston Moore to Wesley Clark 26-yard touchdown pass. 3 plays, 38 yards, 20 seconds on the drive, and with 25 seconds left in the first half, that was the final score. The extra point was not attempted as the snap was high, 35-9, and that's where we are at halftime. And we'll be right back here in a second after this timeout for some individual and team stats. As we go and look at stats, first team stats, and as we look at this, obviously dominated by Gardner as the score is 35-9. Gardner-Edgerton with 322 yards of total offense, 308 through on the ground, 14 in the air, 14 receiving yards, 1 interception and 1 fumble. Shawnee Mission West, 71 yards through the air, but minus 15 on the ground, so only 55 yards or 56 yards of offense there in the first half for Shawnee Mission West. Then the 1 touchdown pass from Weston Moore to Wesley Clark. So, and Moore, and this is because of sacks for the most part, obviously Weston Moore with negative 28 yards rushing on 5 carries. Luke Jones minus 1 yard on 5 carries. Trayvon Gilliard 3 on 3 carries. And Anthony Fleming 3 yards on 1 carry. Jalen Rucker also 1 yard on 1 carry. Moore is 3 for 7 through the air for 71 yards and the touchdown. Wesley Clark with 2 receptions for 38 yards. Luke Jones for 1 reception for 33 yards. For Gardner-Edgerton, Tevin McKelvey, no pass attempts. Getzman did have 2 completions for 14 yards. Also the fumble that led to the West touchdown. McKelvey, 56 yards on 6 carries. Crow, 91 yards on 5 carries. Butash, the older Butash, 79 yards on 8 carries. Brown with, and actually I think that's both Butashes. The Butash brothers have 79 yards on 8 carries. We didn't split those out. They're one entity tonight. And Brown, as he came in, 52 yards on 4 carries. The only receptions, Casita has 1 yard or 6 yards on 1 reception, and the Butash brothers, I think this one actually is just Jacob. He has 8 yards on 1 catch, and that's the stats for this evening, or for the first half this evening. And as we go back and look, Mike and Chris, at some of the things we wanted to do for the keys to victory for West. As we talked about, it's 35-9, so it may not be, the keys to victory, but these are still things that you're going to want to do, that you really want to do in the first half, or in the second half, and one of those things we talked about were some quick hitters on offense, and we saw them try to do that in the a little bit on that last drive late in the first half. Some quick hitters, and then they got to go deep to Wesley for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key in the second half. Is you're going to spread that defense out. I think if you bring them, you stack the box. They're going to stack the box. They're going to go. When I put to the keys and I said we need to attack, do quick hitters and attack the power. What I meant is if they show stunts from one side or the other, you attack that stunt and you go to that side. But that's meaning that you have somebody, you have a receiver in that area, and you're going to that receiver.
You look at the 2 things they probably didn't get done in that is they weren't really assignment sound on defense in that play, because they did give up a lot of the big plays, and it only takes 1 breakdown for an offense like that to make some big plays. And they weren't able to really control the ball and keep that Gardner-Edgerton offense off the field.
No, and let's face it, trying to control this offense is really hard. And that's why I said, bend but don't break is one of the things you have to do. Assignment defense. You can play assignment defense, but they also think you have to have sound tackling, and I don't think we combine the 2. We had some glimpses at moments, but I don't believe we had any stop possessions other than the fumble.
So. That's some of the things, and that was big, both the fumble and the interception. The rough part of the interception is you didn't have great field position, and that hurt you a little bit. But those were two big two big stops when you get 2 extra possessions, and West will get the ball to start the second half. But
Right.
you look at Gardner-Edgerton, I don't know if they controlled the clock because everything was really a lot of short drives, but they really did control the ball, and for the most part, they made the right reads.
Yeah, I mean, the key to the running the flex bone is really with the quarterback, as you said. It starts with the quarterback. It ends with the quarterback. The quarterback's making a read on every play because, again, there's so many options to this offense. Obviously, they're doing a good job. One of the things I didn't put on this is just, great up-front blocking and surge off the line, which they have and they've shown. One of the keys, too, is obviously just controlling the ball and not giving the ball up. Both teams come into this game really averaging less than a turnover a game. So really they both do a really good job of protecting the ball. What West has got to do is at this point in time, there's not enough possessions to get back in this ball game. The only chance of getting back in this ball game is somehow force a couple more turnovers and be able to take advantage of those turnovers.
They really did. That's probably the only thing that Gardner-Edgerton didn't check off this list. The limited the turnovers. 2.5 is not what you want to do. But they did put a lot of pressure on West's offense. I mean, as you look at it, minus 15 yards in rushing. There's a lot of sacks there on Moore. That's rough.
Yeah, and I think what we saw just on that glimpse of success at the end of the half is the way to really attack this offense is spread them out. Quick hitters, you can't afford any long developing plays. Get your quarterback in there. Weston did a nice job of avoiding pressure on a couple of those plays and threw a real clean ball. Spread the defense out, attack them in their secondary, and that's going to be your best shot. And then once they do start playing, they start softening up, Dave, it's going to open up more opportunities for the run game as well as the shorter passing game.
We get ready to start the second half here. Like I said, Gardner-Edgerton received the opening kickoff, so West will receive the opening kickoff here. Wesley Clark, and it's back to catch it, but it's going to be short and taken by the up man around the 25-yard line, taken forward to the 29. So West will start at their own 29 with 11:55.
Kickoff returned by number 35, Logan White.
So we'll see. The one thing I'm really interested to see is if West still continues to, at least formation-wise, spread the Gardner-Edgerton defense. At least we got two receivers to one side. That's one thing I think they're going to have to do. So 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Moore's back to pass.
Get the ball out.
He's got Wesley Clark. Wesley Clark makes a great move. He's in the midfield, 45, east of the 40-yard line. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And, guys, that's one of the things we said. If we talked about putting two receivers out there occupying one, their corners we can beat their corners there.
No, absolutely, and that was a perfect example of get the ball out quick, Dave. What we did was we occupied a zone. We sent one guy deep, one guy short, and then all it simply took, you make one guy miss, Dave, and then you're in space.
So a 34-yard gain right there for Wesley Clark. Weston's going to look for again. He's got Anthony Morris in the middle, and he's taking it forward to the 23-yard line. And you got to like that. And we talked about this. Weston Moore is a very, very capable passer.
No, you know what? And I see a couple things happening here. I see us finding some success in throwing the ball, and I also see Coach gaining a little bit more confidence in putting the ball in Weston's hand. Let him make some plays. And
where they pinned their ears back and came at him in the first half, they get some of these quick hitters, and they won't be able to come after him. They may have to blitz to come after him in this half. And Weston Moore's back on the deal. It's going to be a hold. So he didn't get out of his route, but it's going to be a hold. I think so. Actually, and it's not a hold there. It's actually on the outside man.
Yeah, it's on McDowell.
Wesley Clark.
It's Wesley Clark.
Wesley Clark has his shoulder pad all the way out of his jersey, so that's a pretty obvious tell on the hold there.
either that or he decided to change jerseys in the middle of the play. I don't think that was the case.
Doubt that was the case. So a penalty on that play is going to take it down to the 13-yard line. So 10 yards on that penalty. It would be 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Again, Weston Moore in the shotgun with Trayvon Gilliard to his left. And he's going,
he stopped.
They tried to, they wanted to get the wheel route,
Yeah.
and Bullock just stopped on his route as he started turning upfield.
No, you threw the ball where you need to throw the ball. And again, I like what they're doing, Dave. I like you're attacking the zone, you're getting your twins out there, you're spreading the defense a little bit, and give the guys up front some credit. They're doing a really good job of keeping the pressure off of Weston, so we can get that ball out.
So 2nd and 10, the 13-yard line, 11:06 left to go here in the third quarter. Moore again in the shotgun with Gilliard to his right hip. And he's looking to throw again. There's the slant.
He's open.
Oh, that's a nice play by number 9, Davon Johnson, who got beat for the touchdown in the first half, but he did a nice job of getting
Looks
in
like
front
Mike
of
Williamson's
Yeah,
not
he
running
looks
real well.
not like he's not running great, but he got a hand in front of Mike Williamson and knocked that ball down.
And like you said, it looked like he was open. Give credit to number 9, Johnson, for jumping in there and really knocking that ball away at the last second. But again, Dave, they're going to live and die by leaving these guys on an island, and we're best suited just to keep attacking
They
that.
better snap it.
So down to 1 second on the play clock. There's the give to Gilliard. He's trying to get ahead. He's get to the 10-yard line, and obviously, as you're going to work on it, it's going to be 4th and 7, but this is going to be a play where they go for it, not kick the field goal.
I think you have to. There's really no point in kicking a field goal at this juncture. You got nothing to lose, and but again, I think what we saw there, even though we didn't get the first down, made positive yards on that handoff, and just passing the ball has kind of even freed up some zones for running.
Really no safety help out here on Wesley Clark, so we'll see what happens here, and that's where they're going to go. No, actually.
Oh!
No way.
Yeah.
I was saying.
Yeah.
I was about ready to say that ball was going about 95 yards the other way for a touchdown, but Wesley Clark gets the touchdown, the 10-yard touchdown pass or reception, and we have a player down in the end zone for West.
I think he was already hurt. I don't know.
That was the back receiver who
It's
is
Mike Williamson.
Yeah, and he's been hurting as you see that.
I think he just got his feet tangled up with the defender on that one, and possibly just kind of rolled his ankle. I'm taking a look at the replay in the box next to us here, and it doesn't look like it's something super serious, but I do feel like he just kind of rolled up on his ankle.
So Moore to Clark for the second time tonight, a 10-yard touchdown pass. 10:15 left to go. That was a 6-play, 71-yard drive. So that's something you got to like. We actually, with 71 yards, that was the amount of we had 55 yards of offense in the first half, 71 yards passing. So
Right.
to equal that on one play, and you saw the success we were talking about in the late in the first half. We started seeing what they were doing. And that they were having success in the passing game,
Right.
especially formation wise. You had to go 2 wides, maybe 3 wides, and really keep them good from a formation standpoint. So
Yeah, and I think another key to this, Dave, is just how much time you took off the clock. I mean, we can't afford to take a lot of time on the clock. I don't think this is a game we're going to get back into, but it shows progress in that. In the future, going next week into the playoffs, you've got to be able to control the ball. I don't feel bad for Mike. I don't see him putting a lot of weight on that leg or that ankle.
yeah, and as we were talking about that, as Chris mentioned, as he was coming off on an earlier play, just there, he was limping a little there, And there's the extra point down. That's
they just ran into
I'm
him.
not sure how if you don't call roughing there.
Yeah.
But the extra point is good. It doesn't matter. So Ruben Anderson with the extra point. It's 35-16. Gardner-Edgerton here with 10:15 left to go. And like we talk about, guys, that's a nice drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, if you are going to hold any hope up for next week and be able to compete in the playoffs, those are the things that you've got to work on in the second half. Putting together some long, sustained drives, having some success, keeping that offense balanced. The other thing you got to do is on the defensive side of the ball, we got to show some stops here. We've got to, first of all, learn from the mistakes from the first half. As we talked so much earlier, assignment football, and not only just assignment football, but executing those tackles.
And that the injury to Williamson is.
It looks like they're looking at his hip.
It's really going to hurt a lot more on the defensive side of the ball. They probably have enough receivers to go in and take his spot on the offensive side, but he was one of the more active guys on defense in that first half. And they have to run a guy on late to take his spot on the kick return team, or the kickoff team. And Michael Cooper will be ready to kick this ball off, and the way he's lining up, it's not going to be. He may kick it deep more now, but looked like it was going to be something that's going to be popped up a little bit. Not terribly deep and right at the numbers and out of bounds. He was trying to get it between the numbers and the sideline, and he did go out of bounds. He just hit that a little bit, trying to pooch that up. And that means Gardner will take over at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, the thought on that kickoff was correct. The execution just wasn't there.
The thing, if you look about it, taking over on their own 35-yard line, that is almost the worst field position they've had all night. They've only had one drive that started inside that.
Hey, there we go. And the ball came out late. But
I tell you what, the Butosh brothers run pretty hard, but they like to put the ball on the ground. Now, I think 3 times they put the ball on the ground all at the very end.
Yeah.
But it's getting close there. So a gain of 2 for Jacob Butosh.
That was one of the best stops all game so far. Again, we just have to back that up with another stop.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably going to give it to 13.
Build on top of each other, and there's 13 going wide, and he slips out of what could have been a tackle in just short of the first down, but Crow will take it up to the west 47-yard line. So a gain of 16 for Crow there.
He's
a little. He got up a little. He's hurting, or he's upset about something. He doesn't look like he's hurting. He's just upset about something. A 16-yard gain.
I don't know either.
There's the younger Butosh.
Right.
Hand off to number 6, Tyler Bataj. Tackle by number 36, Ben Moore.
So a gain of 12 on that play to take it down to the west 36-yard line. And they got to get back to that first play of a 2-yard gain instead of 12-yard gains. So 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, the west 36-yard line. 8:48. There's the give. Garrett Bergman takes it up to about the 34-yard line, so we'll give him a gain of 2 on that play.
little better job there, just getting some contact at the what am I? The point of contact.
Yeah.
But we missed out on the initial hit.
So McKelvey in his usual spot under center. There's the give straight ahead to Brown, and man, that kid runs hard. That's probably the guy I've been and most impressed with, and it hasn't been a lot of runs. He only had
5 carries, maybe
4 carries in the first half for 52 yards. He just runs hard.
Well, what's interesting is typically McKelvey's been the guy. He's the guy that has the most rushing yards and the most touchdowns on the team, but they're really spreading the wealth around today.
So 9 yards on that gain, and that'll be a first down for Gardner-Edgerton. There's the give back around to number 6. That's the younger Butash, Tyler, and he's going to take it ahead to the 18-yard line for a gain of 7.
Yeah, it's interesting. Wes is kind of gone back to a 3-man front again, which really creates some gaps up the front and the middle. I'm really surprised that they're
nice stop. Adam Hawkins with a really nice stop right there to for a really no gain on the play. They give maybe a half a yard.
Yeah.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 right there. But a nice stop by Adam Hawkins.
Is this the first 3rd down?
I have to look. It could possibly be almost their first 3rd down of the game. We haven't kept those stats to see down and distances there, but they haven't had a lot. There's the give, and that'll be a first down.
Yeah. That was Bergman.
Bergman will take it ahead to the 15-yard line. Excuse me, that 10-yard line, so a gain of 8. And that will be let's see. Can't really tell. I think
it's
it really is
goal,
at the 10, so it is first and goal right at the 10-yard line. So
watch Big 44 here.
He's been the man. When you need some tough yards, he's the one they gave it to, and that's who they give it to.
Yeah.
And he bowls his way, and he's continuing to bowl his way forward to about the 4-yard line, almost. We'll go 4 and 6 yards. Again, you're talking about a kid, 5'9", 200. That's a solid kid.
And he runs low, and you're running behind that line, and you don't get a really good read on him. And they play their fullback, what, Dave, maybe 2 yards deep at best in the backfield, so that he's on top of you before you even know he's there.
2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. And there's the give, and it's going to be up into the end zone. And that's the younger Butash, Tyler Butash, for a 6-yard run and a 4-yard run and a touchdown with 5:46 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
And that's not giving up any big runs. There's not, that's pretty typical of what you would expect out of this type of offense. It's a 4 and 5 yard gaining offense.
So, the one thing there, obviously, you don't want to give up a touchdown, but making them go 10 plays, 65 yards, 10 plays to do it with, and having them take almost 4.5 minutes off the clock. That's the kind of stuff that you would have liked to seen a little bit more in the first half. Is make them work a little bit harder for getting those scores. They're going to score. They've done it all year long. They threw up 34 points against an undefeated Lawrence team. They put 56 points on Shawnee Mission Northwest last week. They're going to score. That's what they do, but you got to make them work for it.
Well, and they've averaged over 10 yards a carry, so in a drive like that, again, you're just slow them down. Gives you a chance to be in the game. I mean, at this point, we're in the second half. The game is out of hand, but that's what you want to do in the first half, to your point, is if you make them hold the ball a little longer and you slow them down, you keep your offense still in the game. Again, you got to look at the positives, and it's a move in the right direction for next week.
Again, a short kick taken by the up man. That looks like Anthony Morris is going to take it up to about the 31-yard line. Spins forward to the 31-yard line, and we got a flag, and I'm not sure who that's on.
They were just getting up, kind of nudging each other. That really didn't need to be a flag, but
so we'll see who sorts that out.
Like two flags came in, so obviously
might be offsetting here, and
unsportsmanlike.
That would be on them. So West will start at actually the 46-yard line instead of the 31-yard line. And this is why West is just going to have to keep. Again, you're probably not. You're down 42-16. There's 18 minutes left in this game, but there's a lot of time to work on the stuff you want to work on and make this team better.
Right.
Morris rolling out to his right. He's got Wesley Clark. I cannot believe that wasn't flagged. That, not the initial hit, but the pulling of the around the head and neck area by number 9 after that deal. And he is still irritated.
That's the number 9 that Wesley was talking to.
Yeah, he and Clark have something going on this whole game.
He's still irritated about the first half, but a nice play there.
And Wesley didn't see him at all.
No, he got blindsided. We were talking about it wasn't the initial hit. The initial hit was nice and a good hit, but
it was just when he took him down to the ground.
And pulling back on his head when he was up around his neck. Surprised that didn't get flagged, but it doesn't. It's 1st and 10 for West, and Weston Moore goes down for about a 2-yard loss. And that's one thing they haven't really been able to get a lot of space for the run game tonight, especially from the outside. They're an aggressive defense,
and these guys are so good off the ends. Their linebackers they get upfield really well. They seal those ends, and it's just going to be really tough for us to manage anything, to manage a run like that. Again, I think it's all going to be about spreading them out and trying to find some gaps either in the middle or just the pass over the top, just like. Oh no!
Thrown up a little bit for grabs, and it's intercepted.
Oh, nice.
Oh
no!
And you know what? I tell you what. The referees need to just, at this point, need to take both teams back and just tell them to both stop.
Yeah.
Because it's getting chippy on both sides, and none of this is going to be good.
Well, and the bad thing, what I don't want to see in a game like this is you got guys out of character. They're getting upset, and then they're doing cheap shots on each other. And what's going to happen is,
well, that was that number 9 again.
Guys are going to get hurt, and there's one thing about playing just tough physical football. There's another thing of laying out cheap shots, and that's not what we're about as a program. And you just don't want to see it fall to that level.
So we'll get the official call here in a second. And the way Gardner's moving back, it looks like it's going to go back, and it's going to be against them. So they'll start at their own 36-yard line. So obviously it was a personal foul or 15-yard penalty against Gardner there. I didn't see an official call, but definitely a 15-yard penalty on the deal. So that'll be on West.
Yeah.
That's going to be encroachment on West. They did break the line. So West will give them 5 yards back.
Offsides. Defense.
And move it up to the 41-yard line. 4:07 left to go here. It'll be 1st and 5 from the 41-yard line. And Getzman is in there at quarterback. McKelvey is no longer in. And it's probably maybe a smart thing to get your guy out where things are going.
They just ran the same play and we just jumped.
And, yeah, we didn't go off sides there that time. So, yeah, they are running that sort of spinner man in motion back there to try to get us jumping. They didn't get jumping, and Gardner-Edgerton will take a timeout. And as we have this timeout, we'll get some of our Viking sponsors tonight. The Viking Touchdown Club would like to thank tonight's program sponsor, Crowder Family Dentistry. Owned by a Viking family, Crowder Family Dentistry specializes in beautifying smiles, maintaining your dental health, and helping you improve your appearance. Our experienced and friendly staff takes great pride in keeping your smile beautiful. For your next dental exam, visit Crowder Family Dentistry. We'd also like to thank another of tonight's program sponsors, The Other Place, American Sports Grill and Pizzeria. The Other Place, located in downtown Overland Park, has been cooking its signature pizza for over 45 years, using homemade sauce and the finest ingredients. The Other Place is our official pre- and post-game sponsor. Wear your Viking gear in before or after the game and receive 10% off your order. The Other Place, American Sports Bar, Sports Grill and Pizzeria. And after the timeout, we'll come back. 1st and 5 again for Gardner-Edgerton. And there's the give. And Butash has it out to the outside. And he'll be all the way up into West territory to the 36-yard line. And that's a play where they keep it inside. He keeps on finding his guys and then finally breaks it out to the outside.
Well, it's so funny. He's typically turned that ball inside, and that time he actually kept to the outside and found some space on the outside. We had an opportunity. Wesley Clark ran the play a little bit, and again, it's one of those plays. I mean, guys are getting tired, but just got to stay focused and try to get that initial hit.
22 yards, and that'll be a first down. And there's the brother. He's going to take it ahead to the 25-yard line for a 12-yard gain. So 22 and 12 for the two brothers. There'll be another first down for Gardner-Edgerton at the west 25-yard line. 3.5 minutes left to go here in this game, in the third quarter. A 42-16 Gardner-Edgerton lead right now. And, as you look about matchups and stuff like that, you'd have to look at teams that throw a lot. I think Gardner-Edgerton is susceptible to giving up some points through the air and giving up some yards through the air.
Hey, 54, who's that?
They are, they're giving up 14
with a good
points
hit.
a game. So they are giving up some points. The problem really is, Dave, I don't think they're worried about their defense. They're going to give up some points. I think they figure, if they can keep anybody under probably 20 points, they're fine because they know this offense is just a machine.
There's the give straight ahead, and another running back in there right now, number 42, Trenton Bryan. He will take it ahead to the 14-yard line and another first down for Gardner-Edgerton. So, yeah, you got to think of that. I think they are susceptible through the air on defense, but they're going to score a lot of points. There's not going to be a lot of teams that can stop them.
Yeah, there's just some missed tackles out there now. We're in position but not making the tackles. It's like
Garrett Bergman takes it forward to the 9-yard line, so a gain of 5 for Bergman to the 9. West has a player down right now.
I think it's Gage Jones.
And so he's being tended to over on the far hash. Talk about a few more of the tonight's program sponsors. The Paul Ridgway Agency, an American family agent. The Paul Ridgway Agency is winner of the American Star Excellence Award in Customer Experience. Paul Ridgway is a graduate of Shawnee Mission West. The Ridgway Agency provides coverage and services that provide peace of mind to help you enjoy all of life's victories. Another of tonight's program sponsors, Titan Environmental Services. Owned by a Shawnee Mission West football family, let Titan Environmental help with testing or removal of lead, asbestos, or mold. For all your environmental needs, call Titan Environmental Services. Also, IMCO Workforce Solutions, owned by a Shawnee Mission West football family. IMCO Workforce Solutions provides workforce design and recruiting solutions for businesses and job opportunities for individuals in the manufacturing, warehousing, logistics, engineering, and medical industries. Whether you're seeking employment, employees, or looking for your job yourself, contact IMCO Workforce Solutions. And Gardner will come back up to the line with 1:53 left to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 5 from the 9-yard line. Getzman again in there running quarterback, and just a bull rush up the middle by Trenton Bryan, and he's going to take it ahead 9 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, it wasn't much stopping that one, Dave. I mean, it's just typical of what they've been doing all night. Strong upfield push, give the ball to the fullback, and just ride the wave into the end zone.
So that's going to be a 7-play, 64-yard drive in about we'll give it about 2.5 minutes. And one of the things we talked about in the first half that's actually very impressive when you see him, is every one of their linemen, when they're really pushing, every one of their linemen's 5 yards downfield. They get that much of a push up front.
Well, the thing is, they come out in unison. They come out on count. They get immediate position on the defensive player. And where the success is not only are they picking up the guys on the line, but they're getting into the second level, and they're picking up the linebackers as well. And they're just rolling downhill.
So the extra point makes it 49-16. Gardner-Edgerton, the Trailblazers, are up with 1:42 left to go here in the third quarter. West setting up to take this kickoff, which all the kickoffs have been, like in this half, have been short kickoffs, usually taken by the up man. Usually Anthony, in this half, Anthony Morris or Logan White had taken these as the up man. They're not getting back to Wesley or Earl McDowell for returns. We'll see what they do here. We have another kicker right now. So instead of Jake McClure, it's Caleb Calvin in to kick off, who actually is, I think, their extra point kicker, and that's going to go out of bounds. The left-footed kicker kicks it out of bounds, and West will take over the 35-yard line.
That.
So 35-yard line, West will take over on their own 35 with 1:42 left to go here in the third quarter.
I think they're bringing in their second-string defense.
Yeah, we see a lot of subs in there right now for Gardner.
Yeah, I can just look on the field and just see that it's not the same wide bodies they had in there previously.
So we'll see how West attacks us. If they keep trying to put the ball in the air, which they have in this whole second half, or with some of the subs in where they try to work on the ground. They do go to the air, and that's going to be taken up to the 41-yard line. That's a horrible spot, by the way, at the 40-yard line. He caught that at the 41-yard line, was pushed back. But, and again, one of my pet peeves is line judges they're always behind the ball and not being able to spot a ball to save their life. But We'll give them 5 yards to the 40-yard line. And
West will continue to spread it out here a little bit, try to open it up.
West will have for our 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line. And there is Weston Moore. He needed probably needed to get rid of that ball on that first look, and he didn't think that Bullock was quite open, and he pulled it down, and he paid for it with a loss all the way back to the 31.
I don't know if it was that so much, Dave, or if he was trying to do kind of a hitch and go or a wheel route. And I think Coach Callahan's pulling them all together. I don't know. Maybe just that the route wasn't run correctly. Now, okay, look what's going on. You got Wesley Clark. Okay, I thought maybe we were trying to catch him off, but basically Wesley Clark knows the play, so he doesn't have to go to the huddle.
West with trips to the left.
Oh,
and he's got a lot of room.
West is going to find some room.
And he skips inside, a great run. He's still 40, 35. He's going to go all the way.
Oh.
Can he beat him to the corner? He goes.
1 yard line?
I tell you what, I think I jinx guys when I say they're going to go all the way.
Yeah.
He gets down to the 1 yard line. A really nice run by Weston Moore on that play.
Give him credit, Dave. You know, he looked left and instead of trying to force the ball into where it wasn't, where they had it really well covered, he pulled the ball down. And again, what we said about this offense being, or this defense being so aggressive, they over pursued and Weston took advantage of it.
So a nice 68-yard run for Weston Moore, and that's the end of the third quarter. And we'll be right back after these timeouts. As we come back here for the fourth quarter, we have some more sponsors tonight's. Another of tonight's program sponsors, the Martin Tynes Agency. The Martin Tynes Agency is locally owned by alumni Shawnee Mission West football families and the preferred agent for many Viking families. We get here, and it's 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. There's the give. The ball's on the ground. Unfortunately, Trayvon Gilliard's going to fumble into the end zone. And that's going to be a touchback. So, unfortunate series of events there. Gilliard fumbles ahead into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, after a really beautiful run, coming out and unfortunately coming out of the break at the end of the quarter, unfortunate fumble.
So Gardner-Edgerton will take over at their own 20-yard line with 11:54 left to go here in this quarter. Again, Getzman, I believe that's Getzman still in their quarter. Nope, that's another quarterback. We got Quentin Johns, number 12. So Johns is the quarterback now. And he's going to give straight ahead, and that's...
We got a host of new players in there, Dave.
That's 42 again, who Trenton Bryan, who scored the touchdown right before. So Quentin Johns hands off to Trenton Bryan, and it's a gain of 4 up to the 24-yard line. $11:20 left to go here in the game. Gardner breaking the huddle with 7 seconds left on the play clock, so they don't have a lot of time but they don't need a lot of time. There's the give. That's
Same.
going to be to Brian, and he's going to go ahead to the 29-yard line. So a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
So their third string offense is still going to get a first down.
So be 3rd and 1 at the 29-yard line for the Trailblazers. And
There you go.
get to see Wesley Clark come out in a pretty valiant effort on senior night for him. Houston Redditch is coming in for him at free safety. There's the give ahead, and they have enough right for the first down. It gets to the 31-yard line, but you can't really say enough about not only tonight, but what Wesley Clark's done for 3 years now.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been a shining star for the West program. And as you said, he's lived through some rough years, some rough games, but he always comes out, always gives his best, always finds a way to just kind of spark this team. And I'll tell you what, he's going to be missed next year. Just wish that guy the best, whatever he does in his future.
There's the give, trying to get outside and taken down for a short gain is number 28, Lucas Anderson. He's taken down by Blewett there. And, we were talking about Wesley, so that's a gain of 2. Wesley will do whatever you need. If he needed to play quarterback, he played quarterback. Receiver, very good play. Your best receiver for the last 2-3 years. And it's just been pretty rock solid at free safety, too.
The other thing is that what he doesn't have in size and physical size, he just makes up in just athletic ability and just football smarts.
Oh, let him go, my Lord.
Yeah, and he is a smart player.
Yeah.
And you watch that. If you get a quarterback who lets the ball lay up too far there over the middle, he's got as good a shot at getting it as anybody on the field.
Well, he just has a nose for the ball. He's one of those gamers. He reads plays very well. The other thing is he knows how to position his body against either defender when he's on offense or on defense. He knows how to position his body to get the ball.
So a delay of game will take it back to the 28, and Hayden Burnt will take down the runner right there, and that's. As we talked about, unfortunately, that's probably the first time we've talked about Hayden Burnt tonight. And part of that is the way this offense is designed, those linemen aren't always the ones making a lot of the tackles. It's really the linebackers who got to get in there and do that.
No, and really, he's tying up blockers, and that's kind of his role and the defense against this type of offense. So you're exactly correct.
So 3rd and 13 from the 28-yard line. And Gardner-Edgerton's going to have to take a timeout as the play clock was down to 3 seconds. And as we take that timeout, again, Viking Touchdown Club would like to thank tonight's program sponsor, the Martin Tynes Agency. The Martin Tynes Agency is locally owned by alumni Shawnee Mission West football families and the preferred agent for many Viking families. For all your home, auto, or business insurance needs, let the Martin Tynes Agency provide you with a quote to lower your insurance cost. Sorry, too much Mountain Dew tonight. Apologize for that. It makes that reading very memorable, though. And one of tonight's program sponsors, the UPS store on 87th Street in Lenexa. The UPS store is the official printer of the Shawnee Mission West football
really
game program. They print everything and do everything else. Shipping, mailing, boxing, notarizing, packaging, faxing, and shredding. Visit the UPS store on 87th Street for all your print and business services. And there's the 3rd down play taken up to about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down. A 4th, and as the handy-dandy, trusty sideline deals, it's now 4th and 7.
This might be like the first time they punted all year.
I can see that on the markers now. I do like those markers, and this is the first game we've had that. So I don't think that – is that Wesley back to –
No.
Yeah, he's been out. So he's usually your punt returner. Can't quite see a number there. But there's the first punt of the night from Gardner. And I think it's taken by number 35, and he's going to take it up to 40. He's got a good return up to midfield, 45, 40. So a nice return there by Logan White. And we've seen him a couple of times tonight on kickoff returns getting in there, but he juggled that initially, but that was a nice return up to the Gardner-Edgerton 38-yard line.
No, absolutely. Really nice return. Just do me a favor, Logan. Hold that ball 5 points.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, and he displayed a little bit, that's he displayed a little bit of speed there getting around that corner as he got his blockers. So with 7:29 left to go, West will take over the Gardner-Edgerton 38-yard line. And there's the give to Gilliard, and he's trying to get outside. He's up to the 36-yard line. So a gain of 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
I think here's just a point where you're just trying to find some continuity, some consistency, some fluidity in your offense to where you can kind of build some momentum going into next week. And you can't just open it up and try to score through the air. You still got to try to run your offense, your running plays.
Gilliard's up to the 30-yard line, just short of the 30-yard line, and bring up a 3rd and 3. One thing that was interesting on that play, if you looked at it, Wesley Clark went up to take a play in, and the coaches had to tell him, "No, you're done. You're done for the night." And out of through all this, you can tell he just wants to play some football.
No, he's a gamer. He straps it on, comes in every week to play, and that's not just a few minutes. That's whistle to whistle.
There's the give. Nope, the hold. And tell you what, Weston Moore gets the first down, but he takes a shot.
Yeah.
He kept that, turned into it,
down.
And he really got it. He really got a shot there. Oh, okay. The ball was at the 28, and it was a first down, and they just moved it back 2 feet to just inside the 29-yard line. So, do I get to talk about line judges again?
No. We're going to get the first down, so it's not going to matter.
Well, the guy on the far side was standing at the 32, marking the ball, and then I don't know.
So Weston Moore, there's the there's the quarterback keeper with the shove in the back.
I think that was a tackle by our own guy.
So
I think Ed Story, I got the tackle on that one, but he pushed him ahead enough for the first down, so that's okay.
He gets 3 yards on that carry. That'll be a first down. 26-yard line, 5:18 left to go here in the game. Power pistol formation for Moore, and he's going to give it to Rucker. And Rucker's going to take it inside almost to the 20-yard line. This is one thing. Rucker, if you look at that, couple of nice little moves there to get up to the 21-yard line. That's what I liked last week.
Yeah.
Different team. But you sort of saw Rucker as he got comfortable making some nice moves.
Well, and the other thing I like about Rucker, I think he's learned now as the season's progressed to set up his blockers a little bit. And, at about 5'9", 150, 60 pounds, he can settle in and hide behind those blockers and then find those seams.
And he had 5 yards on the previous carry, and he takes that forward we'll give him 3 yards to the 12-yard line. He's just shy of the 12-yard line. I'm sorry, the 17-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd and 2 from about the 18.
Yeah, and I think in this situation, you actually might take a shot here because you realize, this is 4-down territory anyway. Brought a couple new receivers in.
Got McDowell and Moore on the right side, and the give to Gilliard, and he's going to, or is that, I think that is Gilliard.
Yeah.
So he's going to take it forward to the 14-yard line and a first down.
Yeah, I mean, I like what we're doing here. You got to be able to run the ball. We've had trouble all night, and you know what? Use this as practice and set up for next week. Doesn't do you any good to just keep throwing the ball over the top. You've got to establish that run game again, and maybe this is just what you need to just establish some confidence going back into next week. Give your bigs up front some practice.
First and 10 from the 14-yard line. Gilliard's going
There
to
you
take it
go.
off right tackle. He's going to get to the corner of the end zone. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Trayvon Gilliard with a 14-yard run with 3:25 left to go here. And that will make it 49-22, pending the extra point. An 8-play drive, 8 plays, and 38 yards.
We give Hawkins and Brady Huff and Caden Richardson, they did a nice job on that right-hand side to really seal things off and to open it up for Gilliard to get in the end zone.
So with 3:25 left to go, Ruben Anderson tacks on the extra point to make it 49-23. And said a 8-play, 38 yards, 4-minute drive.
And again, just trying to get some consistency back to the offense, build up a little confidence, really work on execution, more than anything, I think, and just to establish that run game again.
Some more sponsors tonight. One for the senior Viking football players and senior parents would like to thank Great House Photography, the official photography of the senior team photos. Great House Photography is also the team photographer for all the 2019-2020 Shawnee Mission West Viking teams. The Viking football players would also like to thank the Viking Touchdown Club, the VTC co-president and football dad, Cameron Clark, for providing barbecuing the meat for their senior night team dinner. There's the kick, deep, fumbled inside the 5, picked up at the 4. It's going to be taken up to about the 20-yard line. We're going to have a hold.
Keep your flag in your pocket, dude.
And so we have a hold. He's going to take it out there.
Jeez. Just run the clock.
And we'll see where they set. Should be probably about the 12-yard line is where they'll start. Viking Touchdown Club would also like to thank tonight's program sponsor, Canyon Creek Lawn and Landscape. Canyon Creek is a locally owned company that provides lawn and landscape maintenance as well as turf and pest control services. Canyon Creek also offers landscape design, installation, and landscape lighting. Request a free quote from Canyon Creek Lawn and Landscape. So as they mark off the penalty here, Gardner-Edgerton's going to take over the ball with 3:17 left to go here in this game. Deep in their own territory, looks like their own 11-yard line. And it looks like we have number 12, Quentin Johns, in the quarterback again for this drive. There's a ball on the give up to the 16-yard line, so a gain of 5 up to the 16-yard line.
A couple new guys in at corner for the West Vikings. Zach Bailey at left corner, and playing on the right corner is number 25, Drew Leopold.
Under 3 minutes left to go in the game now. 2nd and 5 on the 16-yard line. There's a fumble in the backfield, picked up, and he did take it straight on. That was number 36, Brian Soderay, who couldn't quite get the handle on that give, and it's a loss all the way back to the 15-yard line.
And a couple more linebackers, Jonah Dolfino and number 50. Cedric Johnson in for West.
So 3rd and 6 from the 15-yard line. There's the keeper, and looks like there may be a ball on the ground there. West says they have it.
Yeah, it was picked up.
And I think West is right. West does have it. So a fumble on the play. West will take over at their own 18-yard line. At the Gardner-Edgerton 18-yard line with 1:52 left to go. Again, some more of tonight's program sponsors. Johnston Contracting, owned by a Shawnee Mission West family. Johnston Contracting offers premium home and commercial roofing products.
Mackay Knight in for Weston Moore at quarterback.
So, looks like Houston Rodich is going to get his first. Nope, that's not Houston. That is Mackay Knight. Yeah, sorry.
It's Rucker that ran it.
Yeah.
No, but Knight is at quarterback. Yeah, and Rucker ran. So. It'll be 2nd and 5 on the 13-yard line. That's a long 5, short 6. There's the give to Rucker. Is not going to get just back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. 1:18 left to go here. Another one of tonight's program sponsors, Performance Rehab. Performance Rehab is located on 88th Street in Overland Park in the 68's Inside Sports Facility. Performance Rehab has been serving Shawnee Mission West families and athletes for over a decade.
Couple of receivers coming in, couple seniors. Michael Wooten, number 1, and number 82, TJ Bowling.
There's the give. Rucker's trying to get outside. He goes back to the left, comes back up the middle, and he's down to the 14-yard line. He gets about a yard, and he'll bring up 4th and about 5, probably 4th and 6.
Why don't they try a field goal? Why not?
There's this would be the 4th down, 4th and 6. There's the give straight
Rucker's
up the middle,
got some room,
and he's got the first down. He's ahead to the 7-yard line.
just enough.
Jalen Rucker with the run and the first down. It'll be 1st and goal, 14 seconds left. They're trying to get a score in late here. See if they can get something in. There's the give to Rucker. And that's probably going to be it. I don't see West taking a timeout to run another play. And that should be it with 1 second left, no seconds left. 49-23, and that's the final. We will be right back. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back to do quick stats. And we'll be right back for the light show because that'll be starting shortly. We'll do some quick stats and drive summaries. So the drive summary for the second half, as we were 35-9 at halftime, West took the opening kickoff and drove 71 yards in 6 plays in 1:40. Capped it off with a Weston Moore to Wesley Clark 10-yard touchdown pass with 10:15 left to go in the third quarter. Extra point was good, and it was 35-16. Gardner-Edgerton on the next drive, 65 yards, 10 plays, 4.5 minutes. Tyler Butash, 4-yard touchdown run with 5:46 left to go to make it 16-42. 42-16. Ben Bryan with a 9-yard touchdown run with 1:42 left to go in the third quarter. The extra point also good, made it 49-16. West drove it down to the 1-yard line on the next play on a nice 68-yard run by Weston Moore, but a fumble into the end zone led to a touchback. West forced a Gardner-Edgerton punt, And then West took over at the Gardner-Edgerton 38-yard line and drove 38 yards in 8 plays, 4 minutes, for a Trayvon Gilliard 14-yard touchdown run with 3:25 left to go in the game. And the extra point was good, 49-23, and that's the final scores for the night. So, again, West, the bands are out ready to start their light show, and we'll be back with some second half statistics. As we look at some team statistics as the band gets ready to take the field, Gardner-Edgerton 141 yards rushing in the second half, no passing, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 fumble. West 76 yards passing, 112 yards on the ground, so 188 yards in the second half, which was quite an improvement after only having 55 yards in the first half. 1 rushing TD, 1 fumble. Tevin McKelvey, no rushes in that half. Crow, 1 rush, 16 yards. Butash, 2 runs, 14 yards. His other brother, 44 yards on 4 rushes. Bergman, 4 rushes for 18 yards. Brown, 3 for 15. Bryan, 4 for 21. Johns, 2 for 6. Anderson, 3 for 8. West in that half. Moore, 5 runs for 62 yards and a 68-yard run on the one play. Rucker, 7 carries for 24 yards. Gilliard, 5 carries for 26 yards. Moore was 5 for 7 passing in that half for 76 yards. Clark, 3 catches for 55 yards. And Morris, 2 catches for 21 yards in that half. And Joe did some quick math, and he believes that West will it'll be the Battle of Wests next week. West will probably play Blue Valley West, and that would be at Blue Valley West. Shawnee Mission West most likely the 11th seed, and that would make Blue Valley West the 6th seed. And that would be at Blue Valley West, and hopefully we'll be there with you next week doing that. So that's good for the stats right now. We'll get ready for the band, and then we'll come back and wrap it up quickly after the band is done with their light show.
Going to stage?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to enjoy the band's flashlight show. Count down together with me now. Here we go. And in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and as the West Pride Marching Band puts the final touches on their 2019 light show with the alma mater and the West Fight song, we'll wrap this up for this evening. A 49-23 Gardner-Edgerton win here on senior night for Shawnee Mission West, and Mike, we knew this going in. Gardner's just a really good football team, and they showed it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, really no surprises. We knew what they were going to do coming in with an offense. We saw what they did to previous teams. You could just see by their execution on tape that they're a really good team. Again, it's one of those you're going to line up 11 on 11, and they're showing their hand ahead of time. It's just, can you stop them? And it's really hard for anybody to stop them. Obviously, they're one of the best 6A teams in the state. They should do really well this year. West held their own. I thought we did a really nice job. I'm proud of the way they made some adjustments on offense and actually moved the ball, put some points on the board, and seniors can walk off the field with their heads held high. They played a good game.
And as we go in, that'll finish the regular season here, West at 2-6 for the regular season. A step forward this year and into the playoffs. And as Joe calculated it, he believes that West will probably play Blue Valley West next week. Gardner will be the number 1 seed in the East, and they'll most likely play Shawnee Mission North. But West playing Blue Valley West. Blue Valley West is a tough team. It's a 6-11 game, and that's going to be a really tough game for Shawnee Mission West next week.
Yeah, obviously West's got their work cut out for them. We're going to come in the low seed. Obviously, we're going to be the visitors, going on into somebody else's stadium. I know these seniors are, they still have a lot of ball left in them, and I know what that senior pride's like. As they've come through these last few years, Dave, they've gained some camaraderie between all the seniors. We've got some great underclassmen and support guys as well. It'd be just really nice for them to put things together this next week. I don't know what Mike Williamson's status is. Hopefully he's better, and I know that Luke Jones is a little banged up. We got a few guys banged up. It was one of those tough football games where you're going to wake up tomorrow morning sore. But let's hope that everybody's back next week to play the game healthy, and let's continue to move forward with what gains we've made tonight. Like I said, I think the offense made some really nice adjustments, and I think they showed some things tonight that show promise for next week. And then the defense is going to have to lick their wounds a little bit. I mean, hopefully, I haven't seen West on tape yet. I doubt they have anything near what Gardner-Edgerton has, and maybe we have an opportunity to line up against a team that's just easier, or that we line up better with than we do with Gardner-Edgerton.
So as you said, West made some strides tonight. They made some strides this year too, and we'll see how they take that into the playoffs next week against Blue Valley West, and we think will be Blue Valley West. So, want to say thank you for everybody for Mike Rellahan, Chris Turner, Caleb Walker doing stats, Joe Compton producing tonight. This is David Compton saying good night for this regular season finale, and Mike with the last words.
Well, and I think it's a testament of what you saw after the game tonight, of the camaraderie.